BOL computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Hello and welcome to the Scuff stream. We're getting into draft here, guys. I'll be right back as always. As always with Rev Stuff, we're a little scuffed, a little janky, but that's okay. Today we've got Revolution Halcyon taking on New World Esports Jupiter. Oh, the draft is underway. If you're looking at the screen right now, Revs has red side and our bands are on the top. New World has blue side, their bands on the bottom, their picks on the left, our picks for Revolution on the right. So far we've gotten rid of the Assault from the Assault 1 trick on the side of New World and Set and Diana. Diana's been a pretty OP pick, I think, at least for the players on New World. So we wanted to take that away. And then Jin Zhao, off the bat, quick lock-in, going for that generally meta for the last year and a half utility pick. How you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. This is my first game stream for a long time, since basically last fall. So everything's going to be janky. Everything's going to be scuffed. If there's audio problems or visual problems, it's a 50-50 as to whether it's me or, when we get into game, the spectator client. It's been kind of buggy lately. So if you guys are seeing some weird shit, just throw it in chat. That's all right. But for now... Let's see here. We got Jinx, we got Hecarim, we got Caitlyn for New World Esports, Hecarim for Juan Cena in the jungle. So that's a pretty comfortable pick for him, generally. He played it a lot last year, if I remember correctly. Jinx is the great scaling carry for Binnigan. He likes to play a lot of those late game scaling carries and really just dominate team fights from a positioning and damage perspective. I'm not very familiar yet with New World Jupiter. I wanted to get some prep time in, but we might pull Brennan in after the draft is done so he can talk from a coaching perspective what he saw about New World and kind of let us know where their thought process is. Caitlyn Morgana is terrible. I hate it. I don't want to see this ever. I don't like this lane. This makes me upset. This makes me physically upset. But that's all right. Annie is I was going to say that was a Jet hover, I think. Jet, our support, loves Annie. He climbed on Annie mid and Annie's support, I think, last season to get out of silver into gold. As well as Pantheon. He played a lot of Pantheon, so, just someone straight out of my heart. But it looks like we're into round 2, taking away the solid control mage Victor for the side of Revolution. The Revolution taking away that pick. Let's see here what we're going to get out of New World Jupiter. From the selections, we have top mid for Jupiter to be picked yet. And the Lux, I'm unsure if that's a flex or not. Fox has been playing a lot more control mages lately. But Jet tends to play more of the Enchanter control mage supports than Fox does in the mid lane. So we'll see where that goes. I'm going to try, while we're waiting, we got that Corky band coming in. I assume targeted at the mid lane or top? I genuinely don't know. I am genuinely unsure. But I imagine that Revolution is saving our counter pick, the last pick on the red side, for the mid lane. So I expect to see top lane in that 4th slot. Taking away the Twisted Fate. Yep, we're really favoring our mid lane in the mid lane priority in draft here. Just taking away a lot of what I assume to be future counters. Some control mages, things with good clear. Might be setting up for an assassin pick. We'll see. We'll probably get a tank out of the top lane because Tim is playing top lane tonight. Tim is our substitute jungler. But we had some issues. Unfortunately, Alex wasn't able to make the game requirement tonight, so we put Tim in top. And so we'll see Alex in future games. Ornn pickup. Solid, easy to play, easy to execute on at least at a minimally viable kind of a minimum value you can get out of Ornn, even if you're not an expert top laner. So that's a probably pretty solid pick. Let me see if I can add my camera here so you guys can see me rambling while we wait for stuff. The Gwen picked up in top lane. Gwen is a pretty... Yes, Wisdom. Tim is playing top tonight. So we got Juan in the jungle, Tim top lane. I'll hopefully get to run down those a little bit here in a second. Why can't I add a camera? Video capture device? No. Oh, I'm dumb. I know what I'm doing. That's okay, guys. Oh! Okay, well, you can't see it on there because I haven't transitioned yet. All right, LeBlanc picked mid lane. We'll have to do some analysis here. We're going to transition over. Now you guys can see my face. Here I am. Okay. Who the fuck is Tim? No, Tim. I don't know how. I don't know if Tim and Tim are pronounced differently, but it's Tim Temerier, our support jungle pick, our support jungle player. Lysandra in the mid lane. I assume that to be Lysandra with a Lux support. This is interesting. I feel like Lysandra matches pretty well into the LeBlanc, at least from a defensive perspective, and at least I feel like has decent wave clear to match LeBlanc's mid-game wave clear. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting trying to look at. I'm trying to understand New World Esports Jupiter's. That's a mouthful. I'm trying to understand where they're coming from a execution, how do they finish the game? How do they wrap up the game with this squad? And it looks like it's going to be a team fighting based one with a lot of mid to late game scaling. I could be totally wrong though. I have not kept up with the game as much as I should have, at least when it comes to the stats and the power levels of different champions. So, because I feel like LeBlanc spikes pretty well on first couple items. Scales really well into the mid game. I think Gwyn scales well into HP stacking stuff like Ornn, especially after the first couple items. Caitlyn got decent damage early, but is Caitlyn Morgana are another pair that I think have their height, their spike in the mid game. Jin Zhao's kind of a utilitarian, strong early, gets the team to the mid game, and then utility from there on. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. ISU Bucks, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're having fun. What do you think of these drafts so far, guys? What anything that stands out to you? Anything exciting? I'm really excited about the Jinx. I know Jinx has been really strong lately, but Ben against Jinx is usually really good. I'm a big fan of Ben's Jinx, so this will be a fun one for sure. Let's see here. As we go along, we're probably gonna see some jank. Like I said, some jank from my stream. I've tried to throw together some fun stuff. I tried to throw together some fun elements, but it might not work well because I have been sick today. I have been sick and haven't had the time to prepare like I wanted to. Kate Morg should crap on the Jinx Lux if played properly. I think in the laning phase, you're right. I just don't know if they have the setup to... I don't know. Nice win yesterday. Yeah. The Platinum team did great. I was really happy for how that went. Just really proud of that team coming together. Glad to see Killa getting some W's, and just the team really clicked really well. Big happy with that. But yeah, the laning phase, Kate Morgana is always going to be a strong laning phase. Lux Jinx, I mean, Lux brings a lot of innate damage early, just like Morgana does, but not as powerful setup, right? And Caitlyn really synergizes with Morgana. The Jinx is really going to be the linchpin, I imagine, where it's like, can the Jinx get through the laning phase in a way that's healthy? Like, one death or none, ideally. Heroes of New Earth? Are we playing Dota? Oh, man. One day I told you I would one day download Dota, but I never did. And I apologize for that. I should be a better person and download Dota and play Dota with you, Benoit. But right now we're getting through drafts. Nothing that's kind of blowing my mind. The thing about New World Esports draft is they don't have like a front line, but they do have the utility when it comes to Jin Zhao and Gwyn. Like, it makes it so you don't have like health bar and armor and magic resist stats on the front line, but you got the utility that prevents you from dealing damage with Jin Zhao's ulti, and the untargetable for Gwyn on one of her abilities, because I should know what that is. I think it's her E or her W. But the point is, you've got some utility that can basically end up doing the same thing that durability and tanks bring, but at the same time, you've got the Hecarim that's probably going to build tank. You're going to have the Lysandra that's going to have some durability and some utility survivability. You're going to have Ornn, who's going to be a hell of a tank and buffing up his team. Like, you've got a much more traditional lineup from the side of Revolution, that I think if they get through the laning phase, if Lysandra can survive the early, like that kind of level 5, level 6 first items, like spike from LeBlanc, that I assume is a thing, can hear more from Brennan about that in a bit. But yeah, if they can survive laning phase, basically, right? So strong bot lane for New World Esports, strong mid lane for New World, early game jungler for New World, and then Gwen into Ornn is going to be an all game advantage for Gwen because of how she interacts with tanks, at least from my memory. So get through the early game without losing too much for Revolution, and then just try to play to the team fight, stack dragons, I assume, and then lean on that Jinx for the mid to late game carries and just siege. So we'll be getting into spectator delay here in a second. Let's see here. I'm going to look at chat here for a second. Don't download Dota. Play Lost Ark instead. Well, hey, Wisdom, lucky for you, I bought the Bronze Supporter Pack, and I downloaded Lost Ark, and I downloaded it even early, and I think. No, I downloaded it just on time. But I have not touched it, have not opened it, have not created a character or nothing, because I'm a bad gamer. Instead, I've been building Lego. I've been using this studio thing to make Legos, to design Legos. Referring to a certain sports team win last night against a spiky amphibian. Yeah, we beat the Bullfrogs. Iowa State basketball beat the Bullfrogs, and we needed that win. Oh, we needed that win real bad because we've been struggling a little bit. From what I understand, I haven't gotten to watch a lot of the games, but we'll take those dirty wins. It was like 54-51 or something like that. Mr. Sean, I'm doing well. I'm feeling a lot better. I went out. I slept a lot today. I was a little sick, but I got a good sleep in, and I got to eat some good food. Had Panera. Got a nice little turkey and avocado BLT thing, along with the chicken noodle soup. The chicken noodle soup from Panera is not great. I didn't like it so much, but oh, excuse me, that went down the wrong way. I got some peach ginger tea here, trying to help with the sick. But also got some exercise in. Walked about a mile, maybe. Me and Bria, we walked downtown Des Moines a little bit. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm just dying. Sorry, guys. It's over. Just going to watch the most morbid stream you've ever seen. The guy's just going to hack himself to death. It was tasty. Oh, man. All right. I'm going to see if I can get Brennan in here real quick. If he wants to come talk about... Hey, want to come talk about draft stuff real quick? I'm in casting. VC. Because... Okay. All right. Brandon's stomach was upset. That's all right. So you guys get to sit here and hang out with me for a little bit longer, listening to my excellent analysis of this game, which is tank good, not tank bad. That's my take, at least. That's my take. All right. Well, for anyone that's here that wants to, one of the things that I want to try doing this, or I'm going to be doing like a little like Revolution After Dark thing. Sean, I'm taking a name from the thing we used to do for work, the little after work user group thing. But Revolution After Dark, I'm going to do like a little like just talk show. That's a bit too much, but basically the idea of grab myself or Brennan or Leper or whoever else I can grab and sit down, have some tea or some more alcoholic adult beverages, and talk about the game we just watched and the state of the league and what's going on, and kind of just break it down. Just basically try to come up with some content. Trying to push my envelope a little bit. How dare I steal this? I'm trying to push my envelope from a content perspective. We're getting into game here real quick. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm sick. But yeah, I'm trying to push my content a little bit. So you'll, after the games are done tonight, this is a best of 3. So after we get our solid 2-0, or we get 0-2, or whatever, I'm going to hang out for a little bit, for 30 minutes or so, and look at how the rest of the BOL gold games are going, talk with Brennan some, and just get a vibe for things. So if you guys ever have any feedback, or if you guys like something, don't like something, let me know, because I want to try doing a little bit more Revolution content and kind of. That's one of the things I think that we could do that's valuable for our players and our community in Revolution. Make it kind of a little something special. Have some content, have some things that people like to watch. Whether it's just me rambling about nonsense or if it's actually something you want to see. We're going to go into a quick intermission. I'm going to show you a cool scene that I put together while we get into the game here for a second. I'm going to get myself situated. So hang out for just a second, guys. We'll be right back.
Oh, sorry for the delay. Not this shit again. Yeah. Unfortunately, this might be Riot. Let me... Yeah. That sucks. Their spec points just down. Nope. Well, he's in the game. Is he really?
Liftoff of mission 41B. The
We're at.
first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Perfect. Yeah, I want to get some VOD on this. As, you know, a coach.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Well, that sucks.
All lane's pushing into us.
We can uplink?
From the stream.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just keep it muted on stream's end.
Just gonna reset.
The stream audio. Yeah. And also like frame rate XD. That's tough. Yeah, sure.
Hello, welcome back. So, guys, guess what's super fun? Riot, spectator client, fucking sucks right now. So, we can't actually watch the game from a spectator perspective. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this draft, and then one of our players, Ben again, was streaming. So, I'm going to watch his stream. He's got it on a delay. So I'm going to watch his stream, and you guys feel free to jump over and watch his stream too. So we're going to watch a stream on stream. And we'll go from there and see how it goes. So yeah. So first off, so you guys know, our boy Brennan, coach for the team, is here in chat with me. And Brennan, I've got the draft up currently. If you don't mind talking to us a little bit about, let's take a minute or two to talk about the draft, and then we can go tune over to the game. How's that sound?
Sure thing. Game's currently mid-team fight, so I do want to
sure.
try and watch this. Okay, wow. We'll touch on that later. So draft, yeah. Draft just happened.
So one of the things I wanted to ask was, like, looking at New World Esports, what was it like? What was the priority for you guys? Like, champions to pick, champions to deny.
So we were a little worried about Jinx being given over to them. Their AD does play a decent amount of it, but we figured it would end up in a Jinx Kate trade no matter what. So we figured that we could leave both open, take whichever we prefer, if it's, you know, if we have both options, or if we can just take the other if they first pick one. The Xin first kind of caught us off guard, but was probably like, we were expecting an AD pick first. They ended up picking jungle. It's fine. They picked AD 2-3. Once we saw their jungler, though, we took the Hecarim matchup. We felt comfortable in that. Held Lux flex, and then, you know, we have a flex mid support. We're gonna take a top laner, safe top laner.
Right. I liked the Ornn pick for Tim. I feel like that's a decent, like, hey Tim, last minute, want to play top? Use Ornn.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Well, he's a fairly straightforward champ. Very strong, but very simple. And And especially when you're being auto-filled into a role, those types of champs can be very beneficial to just making sure you're doing well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Was there anything... So, the Lux-Lissandra dynamic, that one was weird to me. I was not expecting a control mage necessarily. Fox has been working on control mages a lot lately, so the Lissandra was... I don't know. The Lux made sense, but the Lissandra was an interesting pick. Was that just to try to hard counter Lux? Or not Lux, sorry, LeBlanc.
A little bit. I think we had a little indecision coming into the R5. We were looking into potentially keeping the Lux mid, as it's not an awful matchup into LeBlanc, but it's not... I don't know. It can go south pretty quickly. The Lissandra felt a little safer. It's obviously not panning out that way right now. I don't know if the game's on screen right now, but
I'm about to
LeBlanc's
get it
doing
on the
fairly
screen.
well in that matchup. But the idea was just to try and play it safe, try and play it slow, and use the Lissandra for a little bit of extra peeling for Jinx as the game goes later.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I'm going to transition us. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us while we're having a little bit of a scuffed stream here. Brendan, thank you for trying to multitask with me while you do this. For those of you just joining, one, I don't think it's Aftershock Lissandra. Don't think it's Aftershock Lissandra. Just that's from the chat.
No, it's Electrocute.
It's
Yeah.
Electrocute. But also, the Riot client is absolutely janked up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to transition us over to... we're going to watch one of our players' point of views. It should be on a delay. So we're going to watch from that perspective. We're going to talk about the game. We're going to hear Brendan's thoughts, and we're going to make what we can out of this. So thanks for sticking around. Okay, so I've moved us over. The game's on the screen. We could talk about it. Let's mute the music, and yeah, okay. So right now we're about 10 minutes, just shy of 10 minutes into the game. We are getting Dragon down 2 kills. It's 7-5. I haven't watched a lot of it because
So
I haven't been
I
able
can
to.
totally give a recap here. The game started out pretty bad. 2v2 kills, bot side ended up with a double for Kate. So already kind of felt rough. Then all of a sudden there was like a 4-man, like full-on 4v4 bot. Jinx comes out with 3 kills and an assist on the fight. So, kind of brought us back into it from the bot lane role. That's about where we stand right now. Mid's been going pretty rough. Not doing too hot in that role, but top staying alive. Top actually somehow has a CS advantage.
Here we go. There we go. Our boy
Which
Ben
is
again.
wild.
Or, sorry, our boy Tim.
Yeah.
Our boy Tim.
But yeah, no, it's been a relatively aggressive early game thus far. Definitely interested to see if this type of aggression is going to keep panning out or if it's going to slow down a little bit. It's slowed down considerably with that Drake take, but and we'll see. Yeah, I think our team fights are really, really strong once we get out of the lanes. I think lane phase is definitely going to be a weak point for our composition right now, and being only 2 kills behind, this Jinx feeling really, really good. I think, at least Ben is comfortable with the current state of the game.
And one of the, obviously LeBlanc being souped up, having some extra kills under her belt, not great for the health of Jinx or for the sake of Jinx and Lux when we get to the mid game. But Tim staying on par as the sub top laner here, and having the ADC, the hyper carry late game win condition ADC ahead with their first item already with their mythic 10 minutes into the game. I feel like that's about as good as you can ask for given the start, right? Like that's a pretty decent recovery.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really, really big set of kills to be picking up for any AD, right? But Jinx in particular, she just scales so well as the game progresses. So getting her off the ground early, she can take over a game regardless of what's on the enemy team in most situations. And part of the beauty of Lissandra is, while yeah, the lane might not be going too great right now, and as is the nature of the aftershock, or sorry, the electrocute Lissandra, your lane phase is going to be a lot more volatile.
Got a little bit of action going
But
on here. Okay,
we
sorry, keep going.
yeah, you're good. As the game goes later, Lissandra can just ult LeBlanc, and all of a sudden, if she's the only threat on Jinx, we're feeling fine. So I think it's looking pretty good for us regardless. Top dying there is rough, but should be fine.
There's a little bit of a delay. I think I'm a little bit slower than you. So we just saw that Gwen got that kill on Tim on the Ornn. Honestly, not too, like he's still got a 7 farm lead. That's probably going to drop with the plate difference and stuff. But we've seen some action happen in the mid lane. Lissandra and Hecarim barely pulling out the not die move. We had a Lux Roam from NB4 trying to step up to the mid lane to support the jungle mid action that was going on when Xin Zhao was ganking. Otherwise, it's a pretty comfortable game. Xin Zhao grabbed Herald earlier, so we're probably going to see that drop sometime soon. I don't know what the Dragon Timer is. I keep missing it as he pulls it up. But I imagine
it's about a minute.
Okay, so we'll probably be seeing Dragon and Herald. All right, Xin Zhao's showing bot side, so we might be seeing a Herald drop here as they try to pressure for that Dragon. LeBlanc.
I think they dropped it mid, and that was with the reason for the Lux rotation.
Gotcha. Totally missed that. There we go. All right, let's see what kind of action we're happening. NB4 is in trouble, but gets healed up, but does not survive the headshot damage from Yomi's Caitlyn. That's the scariest part of this bot lane is the setup early game, right? The at least my gut tells me. Oh, we got a roam from Tim from the top lane into mid. Some action happening. LeBlanc is stepping in, I'm trying to look at these these icons.
Yeah, trying to cast off the minimap is a wild time for sure.
So, Lissandra is able to step away with her help. Yeah. I'm sure you've gotten to do a lot of things with your cast. You've probably seen everything.
Oh, it's wild. Yeah.
Juancina's position. Oh, we got a binding onto... Oh, ulti coming up from Caitlyn. I'm having a hard time casting. The spell shield down onto Caitlyn, making it impossible for Juancina to get the CC down, while Bennigan was CC'd for about 3 lifetimes and chunked down to half from the pool and from Caitlyn ulti. So...
Yeah, did force out the cleanse still. I say force, but was definitely not necessary. So we take those small little advantages, of course. Drake spawning here. I think with this, there should be a reset shortly coming out from Kate, which should open up a window for us to get Drake here, I would hope. We'll see. I definitely can understand Ben being a little cautious here with about half HP. Definitely a rough spot if you are...
Yeah, a couple, and we just saw, a 1-for-1 trade on the top and the mid, but that's not going to start great for trying to secure the dragon. Ornn taking down Gwen, which is pretty exciting. The power of Ornn top, right? Just pure damage. But Lissandra drops to LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets that wave pushing in. That makes it really difficult to go for that dragon, so we get a reset off, trying to cover the waves. And just not lose that first turret mid lane. Juancina is trying his best. Bennigan's trying to give us all a seizure. Oh my god, I can't tell what's happening, Ben. Oh man, Juan was going for the kill. Jet didn't have much to follow up after he dropped his ultimate, so that was kind of just the end of that. It's probably going to be dragon handed over to New World Jupiter, but a little bit of first game jitters, I think, trying to get themselves comfortable with the. Just playing in the competitive space, right? We've had lots of scrims, obviously, over the last several months. Lots of practice, but there's something different about playing on the main stage. Trying to get that coordination down.
Well, yeah, it's also worth noting...
New World Trigger is in trouble? Oh, no, just kidding. Pulled the reverse card on Jet, but... Oh, Ben! Ben, my guy, you gotta protect! The friendship test was failed, man. Oh, no. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's heartbreaking right there. Oh. They did pull the flash at Xin Zhao. He had to get out, but that's not worth the kill and the dragon when you're already going to give up the dragon, I don't think.
I think it's also worth noting something that we were discussing a little bit coming into the season. this is a roster that's made up of a lot of last season IBS players, right?
Yeah.
So this is definitely a pretty substantial step up, I'll say. I think, while it doesn't necessarily show super obviously, there's a pretty stark difference between what types of play you'll see in IBS and Gold, and Gold tends to be slightly more coordinated, slightly more about,
Yes.
you
The
know,
coordination
being better players.
when I stepped from silver to gold, my experience was the coordination, especially around the jungle mid duo, and how that impacts the map, and how support can roam and impact the map. All these things, right? It's this mid game, the transition from laning to mid game. That was the most complex and difficult adjustment, right? You got teams going crazy with invades, going crazy with vision control, and making it really difficult to just brute force your way through, right? When I was playing in ZGG IBS for my first season, I played Blitzcrank, I played Galio, and I would just smash face, right? But you can't do that in Gold because people aren't, like, just grabbing someone out of the blue doesn't just snowball into a win. You're not going to have that because you're not going to have those opportunities because vision control and roaming and just the general cohesion of a team. It's a big deal. But I do want to touch on that point. So Jet, I think, is a relatively recent IBS graduate. He was on our EDL roster before the EDLs even started later last year, and he promoted out into Gold real quick. I'm excited for him to eventually hit Plat. I think he's going to be really good one day. I mean, he's already great, but I think he's got a really high ceiling. Same with Ben again. Ben again is kind of our return. He is our returning Gold player for this roster in BOL. Ben is an excellent ADC, and I was really happy that he wanted to stick around. He's actually playing against the top laner, Gwen, is that Potato Girl, who was on our BOL Gold roster last season. So that's a fun little matchup there. But so those are kind of our two more solidly Gold players. Then you've got Tim, Exotic Fox, and Juan Cena, who are all graduates from the IBS, from past IBS teams for us. So they're really getting used to the game and playing Gold and stuff. So this is definitely a growth roster and an opportunity for them all to learn a lot. So getting to see them have some successes and be competitive is going to be good. Winning every game off the bat is not necessarily like the expectation. Sorry, not necessarily the expectation sounds bad, but you get the point, right? Like, we want them to learn. We want them to grow. Talking about learning and growing, right now we've got to learn and grow into the late game because things are kind of spiraling out of control.
Yeah, such will happen when LeBlanc gets pretty large, I'll say. Definitely hard to shut her down once she's pretty heavily ahead.
Team's trying to hold off. We see Tim drop. Well, we don't see Tim drop. The minimap tells us that Tim drops. And the second Herald gets it all the way to the inhibitor, and that looks like it's going to drop with one more auto attack. Trigger almost in trouble, but is able to get out. Ben again trying to do his best to position and keep them from getting too much. Oh, there we go. Good ulti from Ben again to secure the finisher on Jin Zhao, trying to get a little bit of something out of a rough series of plays.
Yeah, and this is kind of a lot of the identity right now of this roster, right? Ben being 4-1 is kind of where a lot of our efforts will kind of come into. I am so sorry. I've been dealing with like weird stomach problems all day. So
I'm sorry, man.
If I just like randomly start cutting out, that's why.
No worries at all. No worries at all.
But yeah, I think when you look at it, Ben is often a very like consistent player for what we look to do. This game is like in a rough spot for sure. LeBlanc's 6-1, Kate's 5-1, but even still, Ben found a way to come out of the lane phase 4-1, right?
Right.
This is a pretty consistent trend we've noticed, and it especially with the way the meta is right now, things like Jinx being so priority, so strong, it just feels really, really good.
Cena looks like he's in trouble. LeBlanc doing LeBlanc things, making it hard to finish her off. There's a Morgana in the area, dropping the spell shield. Morgana drops back. Looks like Juan Cena is able to make it out with a little bit of help from Tim. That's pretty nice. We like to see that. A little bit of friends helping friends. Sorry.
Yeah, even with the headbutt missing, it was a pretty nice escape there for Hecarim.
You can see
Right
here,
now, it's pretty much stemming the bleeding.
yeah, and trying to not go too crazy, stepping into the jungle. Obviously, Morgana has been setting up a lot of vision that top side. They're trying to prep. I assume they're trying to prep for that Baron to close out the game, help them give them that siege power, and walk their purple uniforms into the Revolution base. However, we see Xin Zhao on the bot side trying to secure that dragon. A little bit of pressure across the map. Pushing top, pushing mid, pushing bot, going for that dragon. It's gonna farm up.
Yeah. I'd like to see a rocket thrown towards the Drake, try and just, go
Splash
for a
damage.
miracle steal. Yeah. It's not likely. I think they capped out Jinx's damage to... Oh, okay. Sure. I think they capped out Jinx's rocket damage to neutrals to like 800, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha. So it's going to be weaker than a smite no matter what at the highest level.
Yes. So I'd still, there's always the chance, and it's a relatively short cooldown, so it can be pretty potent.
So it looks like they're trying to bounce between the mid and bot wave. Oh, Morgana looks like she's going to go down. One auto attack was not enough to get over the wall, but the Jinx rocket is... Oh, it's not going to clean it up. Just a little bit shy to the left as the bot lane inner turret falls. Jet is looking a little... He's feeling a little spicy. He's trying to find that that cheeky runaround on Morgana. All right, so right now things are stabilizing. Not losing too much for the trades. Just gotta... Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like you're set up to lose right now. There's going to be there are always going to be miracle opportunities that you can make or some high risk plays that can get you back into the game. Play around your Jinx, play those front to back team fights, blow up the LeBlanc, and then maybe see what you can do after that. It's going to be interesting at the very least to see how the team plays it out. At the end of the day, it's good experience too.
Definitely tough. I think we've had a similar situation to this. Actually, we had a much worse situation than this in a scrim recently, and ended up like clawing our way back into the game. Gave over, what was it, like a 20-minute Ocean Soul, and then turned it around.
Yeah, took him to
a team to
55
45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I've been very like pleasantly surprised with how strong this team is at playing from behind. In games or situations where it feels so hard to do so, they've been fairly good about doing that.
Have you had any experience or seen the team New World Esports around the scene at all? Are any of these names familiar to you? Because they're not to me, unfortunately. Beyond that potato girl. A little bit of action going on. LeBlanc trying to blow up the eternally rooted Bennigan. Able to make it out. Nothing. No one lost on either side. LeBlanc. Oh, that's the real LeBlanc? What the heck is going on here, guys? What is...
Yeah,
Sorry,
I mean, that gave me
confused.
time to check the player roster. I don't recognize any of these players, so...
That's all right. I was seeing if you did. Because one of the things that was going through my mind, too, is... and to the credit of like New World Esports and a lot of the other BOL Gold teams, is BOL Gold is a very competitive tournament. From everything I've seen, a lot of really good teams with really good players take part in this tournament. So it's a good opportunity for people who are fresh out of IBS to maybe get their ass kicked a little bit and learn, right? But so far we've been seeing some pretty good things out of, at least from a suffocate. The New World Esports is doing their best to try to suffocate Revolution out, right? They haven't necessarily pushed really hard to break the walls down. It's just grab this turret, and then set up for what I'm imagining is going to be a pretty big Baron siege. But they haven't taken Baron yet. We don't have any vision on Baron from a Revolution perspective. LeBlanc showing mid doesn't really tell us much. So, there's Xin Zhao. So we know they're not doing it yet. So I wonder, what are your thoughts? Should they be doing Baron? Or should they be just trying to team fight and siege from the New World Esports perspective?
Well, if I'm New World here, actually fight's breaking out.
All right, LeBlanc is in the back line, but that back line is quickly becoming the front line for them as they take out As they take out Lux, and LeBlanc is just able to get out. Looking for Ben again, trying to tease him out a little bit. That red side jungle is entirely New World Esports' control.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I was going to stay. Like, if I'm on New World here, I'm not even looking necessarily to do Baron, because the Baron damage is pretty minimal. Actually, the majority of your Baron damage is, like, coming out from Gwen, realistically, which feels pretty bad. But...
You mean in terms of tearing Baron down?
Yeah. It's a very slow Baron for this team.
Gotcha.
So I think what they're looking to do, more than anything else, is just try and, bait out the Baron, try to force Rev to, like, face check it and play around then. Because if the face check is required...
What is going on here? Jet is trying to get out, not able to make it, getting that last little zap from the large dragon, who's looking to hang out with Ben again, tickle him a little bit, tell him, hey, I'm here. You should be careful. Hang out behind your tanks. Juancina, Tim, and Ben again are trying to keep that first inhibitor in the mid lane alive. Tim ulti goes out. Not a lot happens. Try to chase out this Morgana, but it's a little bit sketchy. Could get caught by a loose binding. That inhibitor looks like it's going to fall any second now. But some decent zoning from Tim with the orange Qs. It's going to keep Yomi at the distance.
And him going down here is fine. Should be pretty good for us, actually, I'd say. Yeah, and especially with the pick that should be coming out bot.
Yeah, pressing R on Gwen. She's going to go away to the Shadow Realm. Ben again came by, say hi. Now he's going to go back in farming. Juancina and Jet probably should try to look to set up some vision, at least defensively. I can't tell. Is that the last dragon before... Is that Dragon Soul that's up currently?
No. That it would be Drake 3. So They should be securing that. That should be pretty much free, I would say. But this should give over control to regain a little bit of defensive vision going into the Baron pit. Because, again, I think a little bit of a missed opportunity for New World. I think they probably should have just, baited out the Baron, said, all right, we need to start this. We need to act like we're going to start this. Maybe send one or two people in to hit it. If you force this team to face check into you when already behind pretty substantially, right? Like, Lissandra's pretty behind. Hecarim and Ornn aren't really doing a ton right now. If you make a Jinx face check you as LeBlanc, what is it? LeBlanc, Gwen, Xin, like, it's pretty strong. You should just wipe a team and then take a game off of that. But, Rev playing it well, reading the situation right, reacting to the misplay right as well, or the misposition. It's a very odd decision from New World, but I think it's really good for the side of Rev to be able to sit back, let this Jinx scale in even harder.
Yeah, I wish we could get a better look at itemizations, but Jinx is looking pretty happy right now, pushing onto their fourth full item coming up, at least working on the components for it. And with the supers coming in, that's a decent amount of gold. As long as Large Dragon doesn't get a pick on Ben again, I think they're pretty content to keep doing this for at least a little bit longer. There's a 3-man happening topside. Tem's going to die a noble or ignoble death. I'm not totally sure. Baron did get picked up. I missed that going through here. The beauties of Riot forcing us to watch player POV on delay from from their Twitch. But we're seeing a bit of a pincer here, right? So Xin, Caitlyn, Morgana on the top side, pushing in with Baron. Gwen on the bot, pushing into that last inhibitor turret. And before and Ben again are trying to cover this top side along with Juancina. Maybe seeing about trying to get a skirmish going if LeBlanc isn't there. Might not be a bad idea, but right now just trying to farm up and trying to keep them off of the inhibitors. Looking at health bars, it looks like Lissandra might be having a little bit of trouble against Gwen, but is at least able to hold their own. Exotic. Oh, we see... is Juancina going to be able to make something happen? I don't think so. We see LeBlanc is able to just... it's not distortion. That's not her moves, right? Is that her ability where she jumps around? Doesn't matter. Xin Zhao's going to go in, blow up Ben again. Inhibitors are falling on the top side. Turrets are still being contested on the bot lane. Tim's trying to get out with his life. Juancina is a little bit too deep. Is going to get run down by Caitlyn and Xin Zhao. Morgana is just zoning off the rest of the team. Tim survives with a decent amount of health. Tank Tank Orin doesn't really get too worried about Caitlyn ultis at the end of the day. Jet dropping a cheeky Lux ulti with an effort to try to take out Gwen at the end there. That's going to be the end of the match. A valiant holdout after a rough early game. Decent contested mid game, but at the end of the day, they just got closed out by the Baron and a couple picks from the Xin Zhao and LeBlanc diving. We'll let Ben again struggle through his through the client issues. I am going to hide away that window capture, and we'll go back to hanging out and look at this wonderful reconnect screen. So, Brennan, if you gotta go, feel free to jump out of here. I will hang out here for a second. Go talk to those boys. Give them some love.
Wait, where's the BOL chat?
Gotta go on a little adventure for it.
I have like 100 discords. It's fine. All right. Yeah, I'll be back after game 2 start.
All right. Thank you for coming by. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know this is as scuffed as I think a stream could get for me at this point. I feel really bad that I can't actually show the game and practice my casting. It's a little bit janky, but hey, we're here. We're hanging out. I'm going to update the scores real quick, and then I'm going to send us over to a quick intermission. Yeah, I need to get into the lobby first. Let me get in the lobby. You guys have any questions, any thoughts? What do you guys think of that game? How'd that go? Obviously not great for Revolution. It could have been a lot better, but I think there's some highlights. Tim really holding his own through the laning phase and mid game in that top lane against that Potato Girl. I think a little bit of the first game jitters for the mid lane jungle, but that's part of playing in a competitive gold environment when you're a recent IBS graduate. So they're going to get there. Juan and Fox have some really strong synergies. I imagine that we'll hopefully get to see a little bit more of that in game 2. Bot lane was really good. I thought bot lane did a great job, and we'd like to see more of those hyper-scaling picks for them. But it's going to be... They're against a pretty good jungle mid duo, it looks like, in the New World Esports Jupiter roster. So it'll be interesting to see what adaptations come through in the draft. But for now, I'm going to send us over to an intermission. Feel free to hang out for a little bit. We'll give it a couple minutes before we get into draft. We have to get into lobby, get everything set up. So thanks everyone for sticking around and enjoying this scuffed stream with me. I appreciate you guys being here.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to draft for game 2 here. So I had to go run and grab a bite, grab my plate of dinner. My girlfriend so kindly helped make for today. But Scruff game 1 was a rough one. We had some highlights. Bennigan did great. The bot lane did great. Tough matchup into the LeBlanc. Tim did a great job top lane, but they had some early advantages in the top and from in the mid lane. And from some skirmishes going sour in the bot lane, so their Caitlyn and LeBlanc were really strong, and it kind of was a suffocation game afterwards. So, yeah. Where's the mods? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Alright, anyways. Sorry, talking about the game. First pick, Jinx. That's our comfort. That's where we are. That's what we like to see with Mr. Bennigan. He had a really strong laning phase, even into the came out 4-1 against him and Jack. Came out 4-1 on the Jinx at least against the thriving Caitlyn Morgana. Tristana, an adaptation here. Wondering if this is going to be a bot lane Tristana or if we're still seeing any of those janky mid or top lane Tristana stuff. I know that was a thing a year ago. I wonder if it's still the case now. For bans, everything looks relatively similar. The Vine Akali taken away from Revolution is expected. J4 in the jungle, a solid returning jungler, or a solid reoccurring jungler in the amateur scene. Pretty much always valid or viable. Always something that you can have success on. Let's see here. Diana taken away, Set taken away, Acel taken away. Nothing. It looks like not a lot from the band's perspective changing for Revolution. We might see some adaptation in the second half of bands. But I imagine a lot of the improvements we want to see from Rev are going to be in the early game, in the laning phase. Ornn picked up. Another solid pick for... well, we had good success. Tim had good success on that last game. And especially into something that was straight up a counter for it in Gwen. So... and getting our comfort picks out of the way early, grabbing Nocturne, which is another Juan Cena special, I think. He's had a lot of success in silver with the Nocturne, so I'm excited to see how this goes. Get that global pressure, a little bit more setup for good synergy, right, with the Ornn and Jinx. When you put Nocturne, Ornn, and Jinx into a team fight together, let's just hope we can really see those team fights play out, whether it's around dragons or otherwise. So we get Darius in the top lane for that potato girl. If I remember correctly, I think that is a comfort pick for that potato girl, so that's pretty exciting. Always like to see some unique picks. I haven't seen a Darius or Bruiser top lane in competitive for a while. I mean, I haven't necessarily been paying a lot of attention, but at least towards the end of last season. But we see Ari taken off the board, taken away from Exotic Fox. LeBlanc, there's the adaptation. LeBlanc was just too good of a pick for, wasn't Yomi. What's the name of their mid laner? Large Dragon, that's right. Large Dragon was having great success. Excuse me, having great success on the LeBlanc in the mid lane against the Lissandra. The Corki pick taken away again. I assume that's mid lane Corki, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just really not sure what this Corki ban is into, unless I'm crazy and one of our players has been playing it consistently. But Leona, playmaking support, going the opposite direction from Morgana, but still, well, the vibe is similar, right? Playmaker, just different type of setup. Rel is often, I think, at least early on in Rel's existence, was a decent counter pick in Leona, a decent matchup. You might lose the lane early because Leona just has more potential, more power in the early game. But Rel's durability, she scales better as a tank. Her mid-game team fights can be way more impactful than Leona. Swap Ornn to support and counter pick top. You know, I'm not going to lie, I bet Jet and before would absolutely do that. The guy is a mad lad. Yeah, Mystic! We got Rel in here for you. This is pretty exciting. And Syndra, oh man. All right, I'm here for this comp. I like this comp. I like both of these comps, to be honest. They're both AD heavy with a control mage, so that's gonna be some lynch. That's gonna be like the linchpin for both rosters, probably to some degree. Sorry, I was reading the spectator chat or the client, the lobby chat. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of that pickup into Leona. I think that's a pretty fun skill matchup with some built-in power spikes for both champions. Leona falls off durability-wise, but has a lot more impact in the first 3 to 5 levels of the laning phase, especially into Rel. But played right, Rel can absolutely neuter the power that Leona brings. There's a extreme all-in, like J4 carries the ball, Darius Tristana and Leona pile drive, or a dog pile team fight style with the New World Esports roster. And honestly, some decent peel and kind of like counter engage type. I don't know if counter engage is the right feel, but with the Syndra E, the entirety of Rel's kit, Nocturne as with his ultimate and his fear, Ornn being Ornn, there's decent tools to like, you engage on us, we're gonna kind of push you back. We're gonna kind of push you back a little bit, but also have the same tools to initiate the engage from their own side, right? So I think Rev has a lot more dimensions to how their CC and how their setup can be used, whether it's engage, counter engage, or some sort of mitigation. New World Esports is a pretty linear approach, I think, with we're going to go in, we're going to dogpile, we're going to team fight. I think they have a similar approach. They're going to try to get through laning phase relatively strongly. I don't think they have as many laning advantages as they did in Game 1. I think it's, like, I don't think Darius outright beats Ornn, but it's not I don't think it's a great matchup for Ornn. I don't think J4 outright beats Nocturne. I don't think Leona and Tristana outright beat Rel and Jinx. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. What do you guys think? Let's see. I like having engaged from support this time. Seems like there was a bit of disconnect between ADC and top jungle for engaged last time. Yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Jet is a really... He can drive the game. MB4 can really drive the game from a comms perspective. And having the tools at hand to pull the trigger really help with that, right? So not only does Juan Cena and not only does Timier have the tools to pull the trigger, but so does the early game shot caller in NB4. So everyone's got the tools to have individual agency, and hopefully those synergize well and they can tackle those mid-game team fights as a unit. I want to see them have that opportunity to do that because I think that'll be really exciting for them to get those highlight plays. But it's also going to be good to try to control the game a little bit more, as opposed to what they had. Excuse me, as opposed to what they had in the last game. So you guys will have to forgive me a little bit. I am eating my dinner at the same time as trying to talk here. I just had a long day. I slept a lot today. I was very sick, so now I'm feeling a lot better now, a lot better. But I'm also very, very hungry because I've eaten nothing today besides a sandwich. But yeah. So thanks for being around, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see, we can probably take this over to the client real quick, and we can change our scene here for a second. So we're just getting through the in-client bans. Main would be the Nocturne. Not really sure what he's supposed to do if he doesn't get ahead. I think that's a fair concern. Hello, welcome. How's it going? Meh. I wish I can't see the notification, but in the client, is it all janked? Use admin mode. Yes, that will fix the problem. That fixes the problem. Are you serious? Oh, that's just them trying to get the ticket done with. I feel bad for that person that has to deal with that because like there's nothing the service rep can do. Like they can't. It's down. Not a call center person, but like Riot proper. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Well. You should be able to, yeah. Admin mode doesn't just fix that thing. That's not an admin mode thing. But don't open it as administrator to fix the client. Unrelated, wanted to ask a question about the Nocturne pick. So, Arkham Avalon in chat here had a question that I was curious about because I'm not the most familiar with how Nocturne plays, specifically when behind. So, what does that look like if he gets behind? So, J4 doesn't necessarily have a lot of pressure to apply to a Nocturne that like Jin Zhao would be able to, could probably more easily put Nocturne behind if he wanted to. But still, right, let's say it happens. What does Nocturne provide, or what does Nocturne need to do to provide value to the team if he's down a couple levels, down a couple kills, behind on tempo?
Basically needing to, specifically if you fall behind in the first like 3-4 levels, you just try to power farm, try to get yourself to that level 6 point. Try to make sure you're using your first R to do something, like get some sort of advantage, be it you get a summoner out and take a Drake off of it, you get a kill for your bot laner, etc. A lot of the potency for the champ here is going to just be getting to that 6 point, trying to go bot side, try to get this Jinx Rel snowballing, and make sure that, you know, we play fights for disruption. A lot of the hope right now is that we can kind of make these fights super uncoordinated for Ori J4 comp.
That's one thing I was
and
wondering.
if we're able to, you know, blind the whole map, it's pretty big.
With the blind, Orin's whole kit can do this pretty well. The Syndra, Scatter the Weak, and Rel's whole kit, right? All these have tools to disrupt Dogpile Engage. Yep. At least ideally. So that's interesting. I really like the dynamics of the draft of this game. This is kind of fun. Like, before you hopped in, I was kind of talking. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. This is just what I'm seeing. And I've got a few brain cells bouncing around, but not a lot. And one of the things I was seeing is like New World Esports' draft is very one-dimensional, very linear. They're going to follow this pattern, and it's going to be Dogpile, J4, Orianna, Leona. They're going in. Tristana follows up. Darius is also there. Whereas Revs has a little bit more requirement from the players to execute effectively, but also has more tools or more things they can do with the tools available to them.
Yeah.
At least that's where my head went.
Yes and no. That can be both a blessing and a curse, of course.
Right.
We'll have to see how it pans out. I'm hoping we see Juan not take Ghost on Nocturne.
Did he take Ghost on Nocturne?
It's currently hovered. We'll see if it's locked. Sometimes the spec client is just weird, or the champ select client is just weird.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, it looks like that's locked in. That's tough.
I'm loading into the game.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so am I. Nice.
We're going to have a game here. Shit, let's pause this. Oh, man, I'm already in.
Yeah, so am I.
Pause. Oh, you.
Oh my god, they updated everything. Shit, that's really bad. But that's really good.
I can't zoom out. Can't do the control F to zoom out.
Z.
Oh, Z. I'm dumb. That's fine. Thank you. It's been a minute. Okay. Yeah, they changed everything. So maybe that was the issue. Maybe we just started playing right when they were pushing changes or something. But all right, I'm paused. I want to start in. If you want to kind of pseudo cast this with me, you're welcome to. Are you paused?
Yeah, I'm.
What are you paused at time wise?
I'm gonna say 5, but 6.
Okay, I'm at 7, so I'm gonna pause at 10.
Okay, I'll just go up. Oh, I could have also just paused at 7.
No.
All right, I'm at 10.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. 11, 12, 13.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Great.
Actually, I'm just now realizing that I don't need overlays because we use a custom scoreboard now. So Ha!
Oh,
Get
there you
shafted,
go.
Riot.
You tried to ruin it for
You
us.
can't foil my plans.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it
CGG
ruins
gold
my
tomorrow.
entire overlay. It's so bad. It was bad already, and it's worse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I would recommend what you do, Tex, is you just like put that into a different layer, the top part into a different layer, and just remove it for the time being.
Oh god. Dude, this is so much fun. Scuffed ass stream right here, boys.
Dude, Riot just like pushed an update to the spectator client like literally 20 minutes ago, I guess. So
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on here. But
I will say I really like this though. This overlay looks so much nicer than
the one I
it
had
used to.
before?
It gives actual information now.
Oh, the
though,
Riot
looking at
overlay.
this,
I thought you were talking about mine. Hey, good pressure early on the Orianna. Level 1,
Yeah.
getting some shenanigans in there. I like it.
that's really big actually. It's gonna force Ori to reset. Oh, she's not gonna reset. So she burns actually 2 corrupting pot chargers. So that's a lot of sustain gone in the lane. Either way, this is really big for our team.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just go ahead and hide everything, because nothing looks right. So I'm just gonna hide it. Oh god, it's brutal. Maybe I won't hide it.
It's so much like wider now.
Yeah. Oh no, you guys are getting the best stream you could have asked for, guys. This is, I don't know what kind of quality you're looking for, but this is peak quality. All right, a little bit of action in the bot lane, but this is kind of expected. This is what... Ooh, one more auto attack and he would have been dead. NB4 trying to do his best to keep them distracted so Bennigan can live. Stun under turret, but he's going to be fine. So that's a bit of a rough early game, but the level 1, level 2 spike for... Oh, good flash. A lot of summoners down. Flash down for Ornn. Flash down for Ben. Ignite for Jet. Flash ignite for Odaro. Oh, exotic fox. Sorry, I need to not do the oohs thing. I'm out of practice. That's a bad hiccup or a lot of.
That's a crutch phrase.
Yeah. That's a crutch phrase for a lot of casters.
Recognizing, so I feel.
Yeah. It's a tough one for me to get over, especially when I'm getting back into the swing of things. I haven't played a lot of League recently, and I also haven't casted anything for a while. So you guys are getting the rawest, rustiest version of me. But yeah, so a lot of early action already. Some of it in favor of the Revolution, some of it not so much. Not a crazy farm difference in the bot lane from that level 2, which is honestly pretty good. The weight... Ooh, Jet with a bit of a roam here. Let's see if anything spooky happens. Nope, nothing spooky happening. NWE Trigger hanging out in the bot lane. Unspotted by Jet. So right now, information-wise, they know where Jet is. They know Jet's returning, but they don't know anything else. Or rather, Revolution doesn't know anything about where the jungler is. No vision in the bush, so he could get in and be a little trouble.
Did want to say, like, seeing Trigger not really go for anything early is kind of odd. Looks like he's actually just hovering around bot, trying to force the Jinx to overextend, push up, maybe look for a response after. But normally you see Jar for a lot of early aggression. And
Hex Flash coming in from Leona. Hooks onto Bennigan. Bennigan has no tools to get out, just has to run away. Should be able to survive with 1 or 2 autos of health left. Jeez. Not a lot spent from the side of... Not a lot to spend and not a lot spent from Revolution to stay alive there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna yell at Ben after the game if he reset there. That's definitely an angle to stay. Had 3 pots.
Right.
No sums, sure, but definitely still
playing
fine.
A little safe. Looks like J4 is trying to get around for the turret dive, but Odaro is in trouble. Oh, turret's aggroing onto Trigger. Not enough to kill anyone. Ooh, just a tip. But good moves from Jet and Bennigan. Good synergies to preempt the dive and apply that pressure before anything crazy happens. So.
Yeah, unfortunate up top. I think Tem probably should have just turned to fight. Darius walking into the wave is pretty doomed if you just turn the fight there. Ornn's base damage is really, really high. So definitely felt like an angle to potentially punish through. But yeah, do want to say this mid matchup seems to be going much better than last time around. I think the game 1 jitters are definitely out of the way.
Absolutely.
So feels strong right now. Like, we're behind, 600 gold. We're down a kill, sure, but I mentioned this to our team as well. I have faith in Jinx outscaling this game.
Oh, we're having a little bit of action going on
oh
here.
my gosh.
Large Dragon's going to have to use Flash to get out. Exotic Fox is looking for the stun, but no ultimate to follow it up. No Ignite. Oh, overstayed. NB4 comes in to try to protect from J4. We might have a little bit of a turnaround. Wanseen is trying to hunt him down, but they keep Fox alive after a greedy overreach. No Ignite available because he didn't take it. If you're out of auto range, you don't have ultimate. Just take the W, walk away.
Oh, Tem, you poor thing.
Tem's having a rough one.
Tem, just reset in TP. I know it sucks. It feels bad, but you kind of have to here.
A little bit of a scuffle in the bot lane. MB4 is running out of health, but we got Bennigan coming in to support him. First kill of the game for Revolution goes over to Bennigan. Second kill goes over to Bennigan. Double kill onto the Jinx just as Dragon spawns.
Bingo.
That is a good. That's a good series of events for Revolution. I gotta say they're definitely looking a little bit more comfortable. New World Esports is not letting off the gas though. They were putting on the gas last game. Potato Girl saying, "Tim, you're gonna die here. I'm gonna press R on you if you don't have to flash." Potato Girl does not have flash to follow up.
Wait. Okay, yeah, Tem's running Cosmic Insight. Cosmic Insight actually just saved his life here.
That's for the flash cooldown because he got it earlier. Yeah, they flashed at the same time.
It's exactly. That's why I was confused. There wasn't an instant flash follow.
That's the big brain support main plays right there, man. Cosmic Insight. That's the way. That's such a powerful rune. In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, so right now where we're sitting, and this is exactly what I'm saying, is like where a comp is gonna shine. Jinx is already really, really strong. The only thing that can shut her down is the J4 Ori combo, sure. But with the Rel, with the Nocturne, like we disrupt so much of that fight potential if it even tries to happen. Tem's goal is to not hemorrhage top lane. Get it?
Right. I hate it.
So
funny joke.
Yeah, exactly. Exotic's been doing well. Missed out on that opportunity for the solo kill. Just I don't think was expecting the damage that he had. So missed out on the auto attack that would have been the secure. But
otherwise, the aggression's good, right?
Cloud Drake for us is so nice too. I didn't even notice we got that earlier.
J4's positioning around Exotic Fox. Exotic Fox doesn't get ulted by Large Dragon.
Yeah.
This is going to be it for Exotic. Gets popped pretty hard right there at the end with the... no, it wasn't legendary pop. Just raw damage. But missed... hey, you know what? It's been an aggressive lane. A lot of back and forth. And I think Fox has had a much better showing this go-around. And I think that's something to be proud of. But Large Dragon and Trigger definitely have some synergies, are definitely applying a lot of pressure this game and last game through the early game, the lane focused control or the lane focused mage with an early game jungler to support him. A little bit easier run for Revolution this go around, but Tim might be in trouble. No flash. See if he can get out before getting knocked up by Trigger, but nope, that's not going to happen. The R and the hemorrhage to finish him off. That's going to be it. But he does not have TP, so he's going to have to walk back.
Yeah, I think that's the inexperience in the role, or on the champion, I should say, showing more than anything. Could have just used the W on the J4 knockup, walked out, been fine, but ends up getting hit by that. Feels rough. Good jump in.
Nothing much coming from it. No level 6 for Jet just yet. Level 6 on Yomi. Means he has tools to disengage if he has to. Jet's looking for some fun. He's running him down, flips him over. No jump quite yet on Yomi. It's going to come up here in just a second.
For Trist?
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
That bomb ulti damage, I believe. Yeah, bomb with ulti. Absolutely popped Jet.
HP, but yeah. Yeah, no, if I'm Jet, I'm not expecting that damage either. That's insane.
Yeah, that was a good combo, good patience from Yomi to know their damage. In the words of former Revolution Gold player, no reaction. Know thy damage. It's a phrase he would say a lot when he was on Aatrox and would 1v1 people and just blow them up.
Ooh, mid's a dive setup. Juan should be playing this slow.
J4's resetting. They don't know it, but that's good for them. Jet's pressing. Jet does not have level 6 yet.
Perfect timing.
Ulti on himself by Large Dragon. The stun not... Oh, man. Good CC combo. Just enough to keep Large Dragon from phase rushing out. And, you know, fortuitous timing. No flash for Large Dragon until just about now. Gives them that nice kill.
Yeah, just timed beautifully all around. I mean, up resetting on the pink, but happened right as J4 reset. That's exactly what you want to see.
Odaro has to flash. Dragon's coming up. That's good. Good moves, trying to take the flash away. Odaro taking the smart play, sacrificing flash. Going to have Hex Flash so they can still make things happen when the dragon comes up. And we got a pause. Excellent. I'm going to go... see...
Top lagging. How's the weather? Love to see it. Friendly banter. I taught my boys well. No all chatting in game. Love to see it. I say that, but don't watch the Rev Plat VOD. Or any of our VODs from Rev Plat. It's just a meme.
Meme Dream Team, man. All right, I'm having a little bit of lag on my end, though.
Oh, that's okay. So Tex, here's the secret about the Riot spectator clients. It lags after a pause. Every time.
Every time you're gonna
like
have
guaranteed.
All right.
Yeah. So it's consistent, and it does happen on everyone's end. So we might get some stutters across the rest of the game, but that's normal. That's fine. Nothing is horribly broken.
Ooh, maybe a little bit of trouble
Leona's
for
Spirit.
Odaro. No flash.
Oh, there's no Jinx though.
Yeah, no Jinx and no full item yet on Nocturne. No Mythic, rather. So not enough damage to blow up a Leona who's got Moby boots. So that's fair. I'm being a little spicy, but Moby boots are you know, it's a flex item. You flex.
Mobies are so Mobies are fine, but okay. Here's
we got a little bit of action here. Large Dragon forcing the flash out of Exotic Fox, dropping the ultimate. Nothing comes from it. Not yet, at least. Oh, one more auto and you're dead. Too aggressive.
Yeah.
A little bit too aggressive, underestimating the auto attack power of Orianna.
Clockwork Wind-Up, baby. Gotta love that passive name. But
that's all right. Still doing better than last game. Improvements.
Yeah.
And good synergies this game. I like to see what we've been seeing out of the Nocturne, Jet, and Syndra combinations here. Sorry.
My concern... Oh, forcing out the flash. I was going to say my concern here is we've yet to see the Nocturnal be utilized, and it was just thrown there defensively, almost, it seems. Not what you want to see. I think it's definitely pretty rough when that is the usage of the first ultimate.
Oh.
Granted, it has been active without it, but
that reminds me
I still want to see something more proactive with it.
That reminds me of my first competitive Pantheon game. I didn't use the ultimate until about 20 minutes into the game, and I only used it one other time. It was a bad game. It was a bad game.
Oh my gosh. You're an inter.
I was inting that game. That was around the time when I stopped playing competitive because I was not in a good mental, and I was not able to play the game well.
You know what, man? I respect that. I respect that you have the gall to say that. Okay. Tem, what decides that?
That was pretty clean. Like unfortunately, the timing on the QE combo wasn't there, but I like to see the adaptation. One of my favorite parts about watching top lane is getting to see how you learn each other's quirks and way to play the game. Way you play the game and then have that mind game, right? You're going to use the pull right away. I'm going to try to sidestep a little bit and adapt. A little bit, some commentary.
Yeah,
we might have some action here. Juan Cena trying to take blue buff. Oh, don't step out of the bush. Clean. Absolutely clean villainry right here.
Oh, okay. I got scared red buff was going to take that for a second. That would have been pretty tough. Yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where, like, we're starting to come online. I want to see this next Nocturne ult be used towards mid side. You know, Ori doesn't have flash. You know, you can spell shield the ult. It's out. Tem's probably just dead here. Although, they messed that up. Oh, it doesn't matter now. Good night, Tem.
Jet and Nocturne are on their way up. No ulti from Nocturne yet, but... Oh, the Conqueror and Q healing is just... Ooh, it's a lot. That is just a lot of sustainability. Completely negates any sort of follow-up from Nocturne and Jet.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't walk into river there. There's no real reason to. It just a little, bit of a misread, I think I'd say, on the situation.
I want to see a little bit of caution here in the mid lane. You've got a full Ludens on Oriana, and you only have partial items on Syndra. Just let the farm come in. Focus on keeping Jinx ahead and getting her the farm advantage that she really should be getting, ideally, with some of the roaming that we're expecting to see out of Leona. Although Leona hasn't really roamed much. Got those movies early and then hasn't really had a lot of impact with it. But that doesn't mean it can't. Looking like we're seeing 3 position around mid lane. Exotic Fox does not have flash. Needs to be very careful. Has no vision control. Or has no vision to know that J4 is coming around the corner. Survives the stun. Or dodges the stun, but is not enough to evade the ultimate and J4 knockup. Odaro is just going to fall. NB4 gets the tick so that he gets credit for the kill. Juan Cena's and NB4 are going to hang out. Control the wave. J4 Roman top lane. Look, he's going to reset. Oh, look at the jump. Ulti is the phase rush. Yep, sorry. Phase rush keeps him alive. No mana on the Juan Cena. He may be in trouble. Knockup misses Juan Cena, but hits NB4. NB4 is going to dash away, and everyone's going to just back away from the fight. Yomi's jumping in on Ben again. Absolute all-in damage. That was nuts. Punishing the... man, punishing just the Jinx sitting by herself.
Yeah, I don't even know if I disagree with what Ben did there. It's just well played by Yomi.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think now it's sitting in a rough spot again. And this is kind of the issue with Nocturne in this game right now. Just wasn't able to really do anything with those early ultimates. Didn't really utilize them at all, which felt pretty bad. So now he's just starting to get to the point where, phase rush Ori is able to just walk away from you for free.
Right.
Trist is able to walk away and not particularly care. So it's definitely looking like an uphill battle from that role in particular, but Ben should be starting to come online here shortly. Has an item and a half at this point, just about. Drake's starting up soon. I mean, this is definitely where we need to be. We need to go for these full team fights. It's just going to be hard. Jinx no flash, them having the J4 Ori combo, so definitely tricky regardless. Zenith Blade missing.
A little bit of a scuffle coming in bot lane. So Ulti and J4 going onto the back line. Exotic Fox trying to survive. Juan Cena is going to get blown up from the Oriana ultimate. NB4 is going to drop to Tristana damage. At least one trade in there. Large Dragon's going to fall to Ben again, but it looks like Dragon's going to be handed over to New World Esports here after a 1 fight, 2 for 1. Top side 1v1 went in favor of New World. That Potato Girl scraping away with about a third of health after taking out Temeriere. That first turret's going to fall top side. Just shy of stealing the Dragon from New World Esports. Good look from Ben again there. Honestly, not the worst team fight, but the all-in from the side from New World Esports onto the bit too scattered, just a little bit too scattered Revolution left their backline vulnerable to the Jarvan Oriana ball combo.
I mean, you say that, but the Ori ball was super delayed. Jarvan went way too deep. Ori had to walk back up to do anything with it. Even with that, that's the first straight going over to New World, I think. Right now we're looking at Ben picking up another kill in that fight, I believe. So now sitting at 3-1 on the Jinx, almost having that Hurricane finished, and especially against this team, once that item's complete, there's going to be so much damage coming out from this Jinx.
Oh, man. Kind of hitting a lull state. Dragon just got took. That's good casting terms, right? Odaro going in on Ben again. Dodges the stun, but there's not enough to keep him alive from the Yomi. Pressing Q, pressing W. Or, sorry, E, I think is Rocket Jump. Nonetheless, mid-turret falls. Good awareness from Odaro.
W is Rocket Jump.
What'd you say? W is Rocket Jump? Oh,
W is Rocket Jump.
I don't know shit. E is Bomb, W is Rocket Jump, Q is the auto attack buff. Right?
Attack speed buff, but
attack
yeah.
speed. Well, hey, auto attacks are attack speed / attack speed. Whatever, man.
Yeah, sure.
I just categorize it
Yeah.
in my head that my autos do more when I press my E button. They do something. My autos do something. All right, they're dropping the bomb on a mid lane inner turret. There's not a lot to be able to do to defend this right now with Syndra and Orianna in the bot lane. Tim getting pushed in by Potato Girl. So just gotta try to hold on best you can. Potato Girl pushing her third item. Or sorry, second full item almost. Tim is...
Yeah.
Oh, that damage was pretty big. Full stacked hemorrhage. Pressed R. Lots of true damage going in there to execute. J4 going in onto the backline on Ben. The full weight of Tristana on top of Ben again. Juan is trying his best to clean up the backside, but he's going to get caught by the solar flare from Leona, and he's going to fall to Yomi's Tristana. And before tried his best to disrupt the fight, but it just wasn't enough. I think wallets are being thrown around a bit aggressively here. Do want to highlight, while that was all going down, that Potato Girl picks up a kill onto Timmy. Oh, no, sorry, that was already picked up at the start of the fight. Exotic Fox picks up a 1v1 kill onto Large Dragon. Don't have any replay technology here. Sorry, guys. We're not that... we're not that great.
We will tomorrow over at twitch.tv/ZeroGravityGaming LOL with the 0 as the last O and 0. Haha, got it. Gotta plug that.
Go check that out. Highly recommend giving Zero Gravity Gaming a watch. You'll get to see Brandon's wonderful production value that he's put a lot of work into.
Yeah. Are you guys doing a stream for the
Rev
game tomorrow?
No, but DePaw is actually. So I'll be sharing that.
DePaw's streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who they're playing you guys, right?
Yes, they're playing Rev Shanghai.
Okay. That group is going to be so much fun to watch. I'm so excited to look forward to it.
Group C and Zero Gravity Gaming Gold League this season is
if you want to watch high quality games, you watch Group B. If you want to watch like meme games, you're going to watch Group C. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen coming out there. Oh my gosh, it shows objective bounties. Okay.
Is that what's at the top there?
So nice. Yeah.
This is some cool tech, man.
This is something that we have been asking for since the inception of objective bounties back in 11.23. So I'm glad they put it into the game finally in what, 12.4, 12.5, 12.4.
Good 5 or 6 patches later.
6 patches after the fact. But yeah, so this time around, their Baron damage is a little bit better. This should be a pretty clean pickup. There's no response available. So, free Baron, sure. They've got the vision control around it. And as you can see, text, if you press the F1 key, you get to toggle vision to blue side. All of the blue side vision is spent around this defensive Drake. So this is basically saying, hey, we want to play for the third Drake for us. We want to look to try and get some sort of a fight going here. Syndra's pushing up. Might be overextended, though. Might have to TP back to the base to try and defend.
A little bit of trouble from Jet. He's able to get out, no Zenith Blade to tether him down. So the siege begins. Darius is making his way bot lane to try to do the try to apply that pressure on the bot lane to set up for Dragon, and nothing too crazy yet in the mid lane. Waiting for the next wave to set up for the siege.
This should be the call though to go.
Ornn ulti gonna catch Orianna. We got Jet going into the middle of the fight, getting an ulti off from Rel.
Oh, this
one
is
drops,
huge.
one drops, but we have Ben again trying to apply the pressure. 1 kill for Syndra, 1 kill for Orianna, or sorry, 1 kill for Jinx, another kill for Orianna. God damn it, words are hard. Ben again gets a kill, Syndra gets a kill, Orianna's phase rush keeps her alive. Guys, I'm really bad at this casting thing, but thank you for sticking around.
Amen. As a normal play-by-play, dude, I know the pain. Sometimes you just stumble over your words. But
I was like, Orianna dies!
fight.
Orianna maybe die? Words? What?
This is basically the exact fight we were looking for. We took the odd number advantage, so we're up 5 members to 4. We know Darius just showed bot. Monsina going a little far deep. Yeah, Ghost available for Darius. This could be pretty bad.
Ghost Flash with no summoner. Oh, Ben
the
again
traps,
playing.
Though.
Oh, that damage. Wanzi half health by a single Q, but this is a full team going for the numbers advantage ahead of Dragon. That Potato Girl does not get the heal. They're going to try to go for Orianna first. Got to watch out for the Orianna ulti, but this could be really bad if things go a little bit sideways.
Oh, misclick.
Misclick. Wansina is able to survive by just being next to the massive character model of Ornn. And it looks like 1 for 2. Taking out 2 of the biggest threats on the side of New World Esports. However, you cannot... Your health bars are low enough, and... Oh, I like this opening
beautiful.
from Tim. Separating the team apart. J4 cannot do anything. Yomi has no way to get in on that Tristana. Split the team apart and go for the kill. Take out the jungler. That's some really good cohesion from this team. Pulling the trigger together. I love to see that. I love to see that.
Yeah, we are going to lose probably Inhibitor for this. I think that is still fine. It's the objective bounty. Actually, Jet scaring them off. That's really funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, very big fight. And as we saw in both those side fights... So there was the fight mid, the fight bot. 1 kill goes over, Jinx starts popping off, and then the rest of the fight feels pretty free. So definitely like a lot of what I'm seeing here. Yeah, I mean, we're going to lose camps. Fine, that's whatever. A big thing to note during that mid fight as well, the disruption that I had mentioned during the draft, a lot of the focus on Nocturne is going to be how well he can just make these fights wild. The standard J4 Ori comp works very well when fights are coordinated, when fights are very linear. When you have this Nocturne diving into the backline, he dives into the middle of 3, gets instantly exhausted by Trist. Trist ults him away, Ori's ulting him as well. Now all of a sudden, a lot of that team fight potential is just down. And
Absolutely.
Bannigan was able to free hit, do a ton of damage in that fight. Felt really, really good. Fox, though, looks like he's about to have some friends.
Vision is being constricted, so they at least have some forewarning that the Goon Squad's on their way down. Wansina has the spell shield out, and it looks like we're going to lose the Orianna. Nope, Phase Rush does not save her this time. However, Wansina is probably going to fall to Darius, but on the back line we have Tim trying to disrupt Yomi while Bennigan gets the front line torn down. That Potato Girl doing a lot of work, but is it going to be enough? Is Bennigan being... Oh my goodness, Bennigan's able to just survive. Trigger Ordaro, what is happening? What is happening? Oh my goodness, I can't say anything. I'm too slow for this. So
yeah, I mean, this is a lot of the potential that this team composition has, right? A lot of team fighting. If Jinx has flash, she's allowed to do whatever she wants in this game, and we saw it there. Granted, I don't think was ready for the flag and drag back over the wall from the Jarvan.
That last
felt like a surprise, but very close fight.
Last little bit of blood in the water for J4 before he goes. He's gonna take him with him, take Jinx with him. But this is some good scraping back. We're seeing the mid to late game version of this team comp come alive for Revolution. New World Esports is following the pattern that they followed in Game 1, where they're trying to constrict a very methodical and even approach to pulling down structures and controlling the map. This time, the disruption is kind of helping Revolution find a way in to this late game when they're behind. So that's kind of cool adaptation. It's kind of cool to see. Both teams trying to play to their strengths. Some number disadvantages here for any sort of scuffle that might come up has me worried. Posturing, New World is posturing around the Baron. Do you think there's going to be a fight around Baron, or do you think there's going to be a fight around when they push the Baron in?
This Baron should be another one that feels pretty free, I think. 20 seconds on the spawn timer. I would hope to see Rev just give this one up, try to play for the soul in about 100 seconds. However, knowing this team, knowing how even just the league tends to play, they're going to think the Baron threat is a little too much to deal with, probably walk in, face check straight into the J4 Ori, and that will not end well for you. I think their best bet is legitimately push out the mid wave as hard as you can, set up around this Drake, try to bush cheese on the rotation in.
Catch them as they push into you. You don't want to push into this combo because that means that you don't have the awareness to disrupt. You just kind of
need
play
the
into
upper
their
hand.
Yeah, you need that upper hand of the tempo here.
Oh, they're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so proud if they make this call.
They're trading Dragon for Baron?
Yeah, they're gonna take Soul, which is a very, very strong Soul. Granted, I've mentioned this on a few broadcasts recently as well, but
Guys, take
The
it.
Baron's gonna go free.
Oh no, it's not up yet. I'm an idiot. It's fine.
Yeah. Drake's gonna spawn in 30. Miracle Steel not gonna quite hit, but what they do need to do is set up around this Drake. They need to just sit in this position. It kind of sucks. You send the Ornn back to try and deal with the wave. Worst case scenario. Oh, they're all gonna reset here. Okay. Well,
they're getting a little spooked
I like the
by
idea. Yeah, I really like this idea. I'd still prefer to see probably one stay back, but regardless, Ornhorn coming out.
Oh, great combination! Absolutely, 3 people get knocked up from the Ornn ulti, comboed into the Rel ulti, and their New World Esports Jupiter is on the run. Ordaro's about to fall to the zap. Potato Girl and Yomi are all that's left, and now they get to roll that into Dragon Soul.
Yeah, so I really like the idea coming out. I mentioned it as well before. What are you doing, Tristana?
Is that even going to be kill credit? No, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I still don't think that's the right call regardless, but anyway, Objective Bounty picked up here with the Drake. The soul obtained. Oh.
Silver lining to me for the Revolution squad there is they did it together. They did it together.
I mean, you say silver lining. I still think that's, like, generally the right call. I think you're expecting the Baron damage to be a little bit slower than what it turned out to be. I totally would have been as well. If you're able to, I would say jockey more for mid position, try and like, bait something a little more. Could be pretty good. This might be an overstay bot. They need to just take this turret and leave.
Sorry, I think I was misunderstanding what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the reset to cover base instead of staying.
Oh yeah. No, I still like the call to initially start with the Drake take. They already didn't have the T3. I think the mid inhibit had gone down once already as well. But right now, sitting at a point in the game where, like, yeah, that mid inhib being down is going to be weird, but neither objective is going to be up until right around when it respawns anyway. So, no, not really losing a ton off of it. Your base is still, like, your Nexus turrets are still both full health. You're still feeling comfortable at this point, even after that. The reset's definitely the right call once you see everyone coming into the mid wave.
Right.
Still, like, probably would have preferred seeing 1 or 2 people reset preemptively, preferably the ones with TP, be able to respond back to the Drake if a fight breaks out there, of course. But all in all, like, a lot of what I'm seeing this game is really, really good, and it feels much more coherent than last game for sure.
A lot more coherent. Making the plays together, focusing on their win conditions, right? Playing around the Jinx, and letting Jinx do what she needs to do. And some more calculated play out of Exotic Fox in this mid to late game. Like, honestly, Fox has been doing a great job of maximizing their damage while trying to position safely so they can provide their utility and damage. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. Also got to say, I think New World Esports has been doing a great job of trying to, like, play to their win conditions and knowing when to... Oh, we got to fight. Large Dragon has to flash away. Irel ulti is going, but... oh my goodness, I'm losing the words. J4 goes to the backline. Binnigan blows him up. Binnigan's going to take another one out. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Syndra taking one out. But Binnigan's going to be rolling with a triple kill, taking out Leona and Tristana.
What is this game?
What is happening? Darius is trying to pressure topside, but with no supers and starting to lose your advantage. You're going into a full tank 2-item Ornn, sorry, who's itemized exactly against you, right? You still got Doran's shield. You can't fight Doran's shield at 33 minutes. It's unstoppable. So that's Potato Girl, you in trouble? No, Potato Girl's just gonna blast gun out. All right.
I mean, the weirdest part of this is the map difference, right? 7 turrets and an inhib for New World. 1 turret for Rev, right? Like, we're winning fights pretty substantially. The second turret's going to finally fall mid, but the map pressure has not been there quite yet. And that part of that is the Orianna Trist, both really, really strong at clearing waves. TP coming out top here from Large Dragon.
Be careful. Oh, no, that wasn't Darius, because Darius doesn't have TP.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot of credit to New World there and their approach to this game. This game and last game is they do this kind of constricting approach, right? They're going to take your out. They're going to take all your outers and all the lanes. They're going to take all your inners and all your lanes, and they're going to move slowly into your base. And so they do a great job of applying that pressure with the advantages that they have. And I mean, they've got champions to do it, right? Orianna and Tristana are both excellent at sieging and taking turrets. And then you've got the CC and support from, and obviously Darius, who got way ahead, makes it easy for him to try to push top lane in. So they have a great comp to complement what they want to do and what they try, the way they like to try to play the game. But it's getting to the point where a one-team
Jinx
fight
is massive.
Yeah, Jinx is 14-4. Ornn is becoming basically unkillable to anyone except for Orianna. Syndra is in the game now. Syndra is a part of the game. Not as strong as she could have been, but definitely stronger than where she was. She's got her items. She's playing smarter. Nocturne is still is able to have somewhat of an impact with the ultis. We like to see that. So the team fight is really where this all comes together. We see Trigger trying to roam around looking for Ben again, but he's on a ward.
Yeah.
Good vision control. Don't need to force for this turret. It's a little bit hard to siege this when you've got that J4 on the side.
Yeah, and especially with the Ori wave clear, it's pretty hard to really take down a turret with her still alive. Worth noting before a fight breaks out, last fight Ben was able to dish out all that damage without having to use either summoner. Was not tagged with the Ori ult, danced around it beautifully. So has both of those available in case the Jarvan engage comes through. However, both neutrals spawning here. Baron just spawning Elder in 50. I'm very interested to see what the priority is going to be, and it looks like New World wants to go for the Elder priority. Definitely understand why. Don't want to give over that for Drake Elder, but I'm really hoping to see this fight go well.
Yeah, they're going... Oh, here's the fight. Blows out J4 with the Orianna ball. There's a blowing up of the backline. Tim is able to help CC the front line. Oh, my God. I can't cast for shit.
Triple?
Tim is still alive? Triple kill? Quadra kill. Are they going to go for the penta? The zap goes wide left, but one more hit, and Syndra secures the ace. No penta for Bennigan. As is Revolution tradition, no one is allowed to get a penta kill on stream. They're going to decide with the roster they have to go for that mid turret.
Jinx should be soloing Elder here. Mid turret should end up falling. We should be able to get 2 turrets mid. I think staying for the Inhib might be a little risky, although it is 20 seconds on the Tristana, who would be the next damage threat available, so might be able to go for this. Leona now just respawning, J4 and 10. They might look to hit it. Still feels a little greedy, but regardless, they should be resetting, try and take this tempo, go for the Baron. Great self-sacrifice from Juan to dive into the backline and just work with Tim to try to shut everything down. Same with Rel. Yep.
That J4 went into the backline with the Orianna ball, and together with when Ornn, Rel, and Wansina on the Nocturne all dove the backline, that pulled that attention away, so they blew their combo.
Yeah.
They blew their combo pieces, and it meant that they couldn't follow up after the combo pieces were blown, and that gave Fox and Ben all the opportunity in the world to come back into the game. We are seeing bounties are popping up for New World Esports now. So
yeah, I mean, this game is flipped on its head entirely. Worth noting, I think Ben burnt the flash aggressively in that fight. I'm not sure I agree with that decision, but did end up wiping. And the concern now is the Jarvan does have that ultimate. The Ori has the ultimate as well. So if that lands onto this Jinx, she is in for a world of hurt. Granted, has been dancing around these fights beautifully, but Inhib falls. We'll see if they're able to close this one out. They still have Elder for about another minute as well.
So pushing into the base, Elder for a minute. We got Baron up for a while. They just need to knock these turrets down. They don't have side waves in a good spot for them anywhere. So it is this wave to finish the game. Elder ticks down. Yep. J4 is looking for an angle in the backline, but he cannot find it. He gets stunned up. He may be in trouble. His shield survives him, but it's not long enough. Jinx ulti finishes off J4, or Darrow's going to get executed. Yomi is super low. MB4 has to stopwatch under the turret. The Nexus is next.
Nice.
All 5 members of Revolution are up and supposedly hitting the Nexus. There it is. What a turnaround for Game 2. We go into Game 3. It's a full series tonight, everybody. What a run. We love to see it. We love to see it. Feels good.
Yeah, I have to run again, so.
Yeah, get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. See you in a bit. Well, guys, that was a Absolutely killer game right there. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know my casting is kind of rough, and I'm calling it out while I'm casting, which is probably not great. But I'm going to try to hopefully be more warmed up for this next game. Gonna go get some tea. Gonna relax for a second. You guys come back around, get yourself some water, chill, stretch, walk around. We got an exciting 3-match series coming up. It's going the distance. I'm gonna throw it over to the intermission screen before we get before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Hello and welcome back. We're about to get into draft for Game 3. What an exciting series. Both games had similar flavors of early and mid game. New World Esports, Jupiter coming out strong, really playing to a very defined, not one-dimensional, but a defined approach to the game. And there are some good adaptations in the draft and in gameplay in the mid to late game in Game 2 for Revolution Halcyon, where they came back, they played to the team fights, they played to the objectives, and they had some, we're going to say luck. We're going to say they had some good luck, and we're going to define luck as when opportunity meets preparation, right? Great luck for the side of Revolution that second game. So great execution and adaptation, especially for Exotic Fox. I want to really highlight Exotic Fox turning around stronger laning phase than Game 1. Had a little bit of some faltering in the mid game towards later in the laning phase, but really turned it around those team fights and really showed us what we wanted to see. Waiting for a Jinx ban. Is it going to happen? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Jinx, they don't see Jinx as the issue. Arkham Avalon, you mentioned late game they had absolutely nothing that they could attack the backline with from New World. And I think I mostly agree with that. The issue at hand was what tools they had. Oh, there's the ban is they're just going to take it away. So let's see what adaptation Rev has here. The Jinx is taken away. It's the third unique ADC for Yomi on New World Esports, taking Bennigan's one-trick pony. Not one trick. Bennigan plays lots of things, but we'll see what he picks up. But I do agree. I think the tools that New World Esports had to threaten the backline they required follow-up. That couldn't happen because Tim and Juan and Jet were disrupting and doing a decent job, especially in the last few fights, of counter-engaging and pulling J4 and Oriana's attention away from threatening the backline to keeping themselves alive. Zeri pickup is interesting. I haven't seen this is because I'm bad, but I have not seen a lot of Zeri. But yeah, game 3, y'all. We're into it. And Juan's seeing it, felt really good on the Nocturne, especially mid to late game. Zeri on Bennigan is something new for me. I'm excited to see this. Jinx, the adaptation pick for New World Esports, taking it away from Bennigan, putting it on to Yomi, who has absolutely been a highlight player for them, both playing with the team, but also individually. A lot of really cool plays from Yomi on the Tristana in that second game. So, and they're one of the fun ones on here is they took Tim's Ornn away. Our boy Tim is out here flexing on that Ornn, providing value, even though in laning phase he was having a rough go of it in the second game. Still out here providing a lot of value. The Victor, a contested, I remember that being banned at game 1 for sure, but it was definitely a contested pick, valuable pick. I don't know if contested, so I don't think Fox plays Victor very much, but Sejuani, oh man, I'm so excited for this. I love me some Sejuani. How much do you guys want to bet? That's going to be Sejuani top. Yeah, it's a Sejuani top. We're going to see the Shanghai special. Ugh. The Shanghai special Sejuani top. Exotic Fox on their Ari. We're going classic with it, baby. Classic. Let's see where this ends us at. This is pretty exciting. Not going to lie. Ari pickup. We're getting into band phase 4. I'm going to quickly share. Oh, God. I'm breaking shit over here, guys. All right, what's that last command going to be? It's going to be Darius. We're trying to prevent... I mean, that potato girl has a really good Darius. It's one of her go-tos, and it put the hurt. It put the hurt on Tim. It was not an easy laning phase for him, especially after that first kill or two. And now that they're taking away his Ornn, they're really trying to protect, give some cushioning for Tim. Yeah, taking away the Gwen. Honestly, we're trying to give Tim an opportunity to have a safer lane. We do have support and top picks remaining. Karma taken away from Jet, I believe, as well as Shin from Tim. So they're trying to narrow the playing field for both the support and top lane picks. I think that's hard to do with NB4. He's got a lot of options available to him. But I do hope that we're able to grab Tim a safe pick here. On the flip side, we got to see if that Sejuani is jungler top. I don't know. We'll find out here in a moment with whatever this blue side 4 and 5 picks are. Malphite's a good, comfortable pick for an off-rolling top laner, especially someone who likes to play CC tanks. Keep Shang specials in Shang's trash lanes, right? Okay. Braum for the support role. Braum Jinx, that's not bad. Definitely focus on trying to keep the Jinx alive, set her up for that late game scaling, kind of conceding some amount of laning phase. But does have decent setup for ganks, so the 3v2 is gonna be easier to pull off, depending on if that's Sejuani or if it's the Shang Sejuani. Oh man. What's this last pick gonna be? Holy shit. What the shit is this? What is this? What is this? What is happening? They clicked the wrong thing. No, they didn't click the wrong. That's right. That's a Yorick top lane into Malphite, y'all. Whoo. So no Sejuani tops. That's a Sejuani top. There's not a lot of... well, that's not fair to say. This is an interesting team. New World Esports. Whoa. Hang on a second. What do these teams do? Trundle for the last pick for Revolution. Is that Trundle support? That seems like something NB4 would do. They're pulling out all the stops here. What a thrill. What a thrill ride. Alright, so Yorick top into Malphite. Sejuani jungle into Nocturne. So they're setting themselves up with better late game team fighting tools with the Braum and Sejuani versus what they had before. And I like that. I think that's a good move by New World Esports. We'll see. You brought it into existence by mentioning it. Yeah, there's two Shanghai specials. There's we're going to call this the Super Shanghai special here, where Sejuani goes top with Ignite, and that Yorick goes jungle. That is pinnacle Shanghai, right? Oh, I want to see that so bad. So bad. Give it to me. Come on, New World Esports. Show us the glory. The glory of Yorick jungle Sejuani top. Oh, I'm ready for it. And Trundle to go versus Yorick. Yeah, I think if we didn't have an off roll, like, Tim is not a... I don't know if Tim's a Trundle player. I don't know how much Tim has played Trundle. I'd love to see him give it a shot. But it just feels like... Malphite feels more of a Tim champion. And if I was to say Tim, NB4, Malphite, Trundle, Malphite's going to Tim, Trundle's going to NB4 in my mind, just for those respective roles. But it would be interesting to see Malphite support with the Zeri, especially into a bit of a more simple, relaxed lane with the Braum Jinx. Like, you can have a bit easier of a laning phase there. And then you can have Chaos in the top lane with Yorick Trundle. Oh my goodness. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm glad that words are hard. I'm glad the spectate's working, because that first game I felt bad that we were only stuck on the one view, but that's all right. It's all right. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. How do I type? All right. Let's see where things ended up. Yep. All right. I'm going to switch us over. You're going to see what the final rosters look like. Oh, I need to update the scores real quick. Transition. Team 2 score 1. All right. All right. Verse 2, 3. All right. Sorry, folks. I'm doing some quick stream stuff, making sure everything's kosher over there. That's when on more engaged champs. Yeah. That, I agree. It was definitely a 9-day difference for him to be able to be a part of to help pull the trigger, right? I also think that first game jitters. Tim with the Ornn ultis, he definitely led the charge, right? He led the charge with the Ornn ultis a lot of times with the excellent follow-up from the Rel with the Magnetism ulti, and Juan Cena complementing it with the Nocturne blind, Nocturne ulti. So having, it's not the same for Trundle following up Malphite as it was Rel following up Ornn. Ooh, lost that champion name for a second. But I think you kind of accomplished something relatively similar. I do think something with more agency on Jet is definitely it feels better than the Lux earlier. What we saw in game 2 just was night and day. Absolutely night and day. I agree with that. Has my friend returned?
I have.
Welcome. We're gonna talk about
Spicy draft.
Spicy draft, man. I was talking about it. I was kind of excited about getting what we could call the Super Shang special, which is Yorick jungle Sejuani top.
No. That was not happening. The Yorick definitely was not something we were expecting. It kind of felt bad. We knew going into our first 2 picks, we actually expected Jinx to be banned instead of Ornn, but we knew that with Jinx open, they were just going to take it away from us. Ben looked too strong on the pick, right?
Yes.
Made sense. We were already talking about the contingency for that. We were already looking at Zeri. We wanted the pick pretty early on. I was hoping to hold it till 3, but Didn't feel too comfortable blinding anything else other than jungle alongside it, so we rolled with a LeBlanc that was picked, for example. Can be pretty rough for Zeri to deal with assassins. Early picking Victor for them felt kind of bad. Like, we just take the Ahri, have a fine time in the mid side. It should be pretty safe. Get to run back the jungler again. This time around, I think they have the scaling advantage for sure. They have a lot of front line. They have a lot of damage in the late game. But I think our win con right now is literally just Malphite hits Jinx with an R, which she can dodge it once every 5 minutes, but then we got 5 minutes of downtime on that. Should be pretty free.
Right. I think giving Tim the... I was kind of saying after the first game, I think there were the first game jitters for, especially for him and Fox. And halfway through that second game, they were both breaking out of that shell. Both doing a great job of kind of living the roles they were supposed to live with their respective champions, right? Syndra playing the utility, getting that damage off where she needs to at range, right? Not greeting too much and not getting caught out trying to happy feet around the ultis from J4 and Orianna. And then Tim being comfortable saying, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm pressing R. We're doing this. And having the confidence that the team's going to follow him up on that. That was really cool to see. So I think giving him the R button on Malphite is a great idea, especially on the off roll. And then Ahri, Fox if I remember correctly, Fox has played a lot of Ahri. Like, that's a go-to for him, right?
We really wanted to pick Ahri in game 2, actually.
Really?
And that ban kind of threw us for a loop. It felt pretty bad. The Syndra was kind of a, like, not necessarily a panic pick, right? But definitely was not exactly what we wanted. I think we were definitely hoping for the ability to pick that into the anticipated Orianna, like preemptively pick it there, especially with the safety it provides against Jarvan, etc. But this time around, we were just given a free read on what they were looking to do, so it felt like a pretty good Ahri game.
Into Victor in particular?
It's more of the ability to stay alive. We were looking between Ahri and Syndra. I think Syndra was preferred, but Ahri was just safer when we saw Sedge locked in alongside the Victor.
Yes. Yep. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, are you ready to co-cast this game with me again, friend?
Of course.
All right. I'm paused at 5. Are you paused?
Oh, let me go back. I'm inputting data into a spreadsheet. Don't mind me.
No, that's all right.
I am paused at 5.
All right. On go. 3, 2, 1, go. 6,
7. Perfect.
8. All right. Transition over. And welcome to Game 3. What did you say? Back to your spreadsheet. Back to my spreadsheets. Back to my spreadsheets. Excellent. Well, Game 3 is underway. Looks like it's going to probably be a normal 5-point setup. Trigger on the Sejuani, using a Poro Snack Sejuani. Always a nice skin. Holding that front. Ooh, NB4. A little cheeky. Trying to... Oh, buddy, you can't slow down. Can't slow down the... Did you need to flash that?
Yeah, yes, he did. He either flashes there, he flashes a little later.
Okay.
Braum's level 1 is just very, very strong. The slow comes through. The stun being able to be procced just on allies can be tough.
It's a lot of value. What is Binnigan doing? Is that his...
That's his Q.
Oh my god, this is going to be so bad. I have no idea what Zeri does.
All right. I get to do this with you now. So I did this... On her release, Zeri was picked in a few leagues that I cast for, so I got to do the rundown with a few of my other casters at the time. So her right click is not a basic attack, it is an ability. Her Q is her basic attack. It is a line skill shot, fires 7 bullets, each does a little bit of damage, but it adds up. And each bullet can proc an on hit once per target. So things like Kraken Slayer, for example, which Zeri has been taking a lot more frequently as of late, will be proccing once per target hit. So you can stack it off of hitting 3 minions with your Q, for example, and then that will hit Kraken Slayer on the 3rd hit, or on the 3rd minion, I should say. Her right click, when fully charged, that's that yellow to orange bar below her, will be a slow that does a decent chunk of bonus damage. Her W is a line skill shot that slows the first target hit. If it hits a wall, it turns into a little like Lux laser kind of thing that does the same damage and slows for the same amount in an AoE.
Interesting.
Her E is a dash. Next 3 autos will just pierce. I think Twitch ult, but not
Right.
shit.
But not shit. Fair enough.
And not shit in terms of piercing. The AD buff from Twitch ult is good.
Right.
And then outside of that, her R, she gains stacks for every auto attack when under its effect. Those stacks grant her, I think, extra move speed. She also gets bonus attack speed and damage on hit, I believe, during the duration of her ultimate. And every time she hits something, it increases the duration again by another 2 seconds, I believe, up to a maximum of 6. So,
There's a lot going on there.
Pressing R, hitting a lot of people, and being really, really, really fast in team fights.
All right, a little bit of action early on. Tim is getting slapped around in the cage with that Potato Girl's Yorick. Gotta be careful. The damage stacks really quickly when these auto attacks from the little minions start coming through. Thank you, Brendan, for running through that explanation of Zeri. I kept about a third of it in my head, I think. So at best, but I do appreciate the TLDR at the end there. A little bit of action here. Bennigan might be in trouble. Has to flash away, otherwise in danger of getting the 2 stun stacks procced on him.
Yeah, definitely respect it. This edge Q had already missed, unfortunately, but one thing to take note of as well going forward, there's been a few different Zeri builds that have popped up since her release. On release, it was a lot of Triforce into Hurricane into Black Cleaver or Titanic. Just really, really tanky builds. She did a ton of damage.
Excuse me. Whew.
The thing that people like don't seem to recognize is that Sheen procs on her Q, but also will like trigger off of her Q. So if you press Q, it will trigger
Might have
and
a little
proc
action
Sheen.
here real quick. The taunt misses. One more auto in the stun.
Yeah.
Flash, stun. Snares coming out. Oh, that's going to be first blood. Good effort. But you don't want to see it. Feels bad. Stun might go down onto Jet here in a second. He's just a little too fast. Consistent damage coming off of Bennigan. Sorry, I feel really bad about that. No, you're good. Man, if that charm had landed, he's out safe onto the Sejuani. Yeah. But just a little wide
also
right.
Just has to flash a little earlier. Held that a little too long, I would say. Yeah. And ends up not burning it at the end. So, we'll at least have that back up going forward. But, yeah.
Big wave stacking up for Tim as he's pushing in with all these casters into Potato Girl. But Yorick is pretty good at farming under turret and should be okay with this, ideally. Some engage coming out from NB4, dropping the pillar onto Yomi. The wall comes up from Ordaro, but a lot of damage as the sun comes down on the Jet. Odaro's going low. Yomi's trying to body block. Bennigan just dropping auto after auto after auto. Generally, the fight's won. Nocturne is in the area to support, but it looks like it's just going to be traded health bars and mana bars.
But that's a really big fight win for this bottom lane. I'd like to see, and I know he won't do this because
we might have another one.
A little aggression.
Flash comes out from Yumi as the double slows lay down. Ordaro's going low as well. Looks like they're both going to have to reset as they have 10% health, or 20% health, 20% mana.
Yeah, so back to my previous point, now that I remember it. Yeah, so Zeri, her Q will trigger and proc Sheen. So you can press Q and it will do Sheen damage. Additionally, her right click only triggers it. It does count as an ability, so if you right click someone, it will act as though you have cast a regular spell, and therefore your next Q will proc Sheen. Just fun little interactions like that. Ever since I think a hotfix and now the changes that came out on the patch that dropped today, more likely that we'll see Ben opt into the Kraken Slayer and go for a lot more like crit based damage. Her ult also now can crit off of the chain lightning that it produces. Oh yeah, it's also got a static shiv effect. Forgot to mention that. That's pretty big. But Sedge is mid.
Oh, sorry. I was admiring the Yorick's game. We got a fight going down mid. Exotic Wonstein is running real low. Tim's dropping health bars on the top side, just getting harassed down. But yeah, that was... I apologize, folks. Missed the action there. Sejuani went mid. Probably for a counter gank, it looked like.
So
And
actually,
Juan
Nocturne was in the position for the counter gank, but this is the issue with running the Ghost on the Nocturne. You end up just kind of getting run down. Sedge was able to
Right. Especially into...
keep autoing.
I mean, does Ghost remove... Ghost remove slows the moment you cast it, but does it...
No.
It doesn't?
It doesn't.
Did it used to do that? Or am I just insane?
Nope.
Never
You're
did
just
that.
thinking of cleanse.
I think I'm just thinking of cleanse. Thank you. There was, for some reason, I thought there was... Maybe I'm just thinking of Swifties, too, because Swifties reduce slow effects, obviously, but...
Tem. The joys of Yorick lanes as a tank.
Not
Still
much
doing
you can
really
do.
well.
Yeah, great
Like-
farm. Hasn't died.
Fox just back.
You're a Q from dead. And that Q drops so fast. Dude.
Just an E from dead. Yeah.
And flash. That's painful.
Yeah, you just cannot be staying under tower there. At this point, Tem also should be looking to take a reset and TP back in. Juan needs to get to this level 6 point, so just trying to catch some XP mid, sure.
Yep. So another some early advantages in the mid top side of the mid and top side of the map for New World Esports. We'll see what they do. The last game, top lane was a little bit more neutralized. I mean, I guess in the first two games, sorry, words are hard. Jungle is not doing as much as they did in the first game in the early part of the game, and we saw that happen as well in the second game where they were kind of neutralized on the J4 a little bit. Ulti from Tim he's gonna try to trade onto this Potato Girl Yorick. The Maiden is doing so much damage. Just one more Q, not enough damage, and the sustain with Grasp and Q healing.
Yep.
But Juan should be able to finish it up. Oh, so much damage from Maiden, man. Cannot underestimate the damage of an early Maiden. But we have a bot fight. Looks like NB4 is going to fall. Exotic Fox is exhausted, not able to deal enough damage. Zeri's trying to pop off. dodges the Jinx ulti, but that's going to be 2 kills for Sejuani. And maybe a kill for Yomi if... Oh, no mana. Good job to flash away from that. Fight just went a little bit sideways a couple times. It looks like jungle mid are getting a little fed. You got your strong front line and a strong control mage. Not great to see, but luckily Jinx didn't get the kills. It was on Sejuani. So that's a silver lining for Rev, but great moves for New World Esports trying to pull out some advantages where they can.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ben missing a few too many Qs in that fight. I believe lost out on the ult, so wasn't quite able to dodge around that fight as much as we normally see coming out from Zeri. But should be feeling a little bit better once second item come under her belt. Still feels like a very strong champ if you can get any sort of movement speed off with her. So things like the Hurricane are going to feel pretty good once those come through.
I did like seeing the roam from Ahri onto the bot lane, trying to collaborate, seeing all the action happening on the top side, finding the Sejuani bot side, trying to counter the gank with the roam from mid. All that is good thinking. Just went a little bit sideways.
Ooh, Tem having to flash up top as well here. Not what you want to see on the Malphite at this point. Ghost pop mid.
Oh, Exotic Fox trying to get away from Large Dragon, who is most of the way through their first item. 2 kills in, 30 farm up, lots of damage, lots of levels. Binnigan's in the area, but it looks like Large Dragon is trying to push onto that kill. Binnigan avoids the stun. Jet is in a rough spot trying to get back to his team. Sejuani is present with the R button. Same with Braum. That could be a lot of hurt with Victor being as strong as he is right now.
Yeah, just really making a ton of work happen in this lane. Felt like this should have been a little less volatile than it turned out to be, but unfortunately, Large Dragon's starting to pop off pretty substantially right now.
Yeah, Large Dragon has been... I think Large Dragon and Trigger have been the centerpiece for this team, not discounting the efforts of Ordaro and Yomi and Potato Girl, but the consistent pressure that these two are applying on the mid lane and through the jungle is really what gets them through this early game and sets them up for the constricting approach to finishing games. Definitely some important pieces in this roster. So Chaos going in the mid lane, Triggers jumping in, presses R into Jet. Is Jet going to be able to survive? He's got stunned up once, he got stunned up twice. He's going to get knocked down by auto attacks from Large Dragon. Large Dragon is taking turret damage. It has been ramped, but it's moved over to Juan Cena pressing R right in front of the targets.
Oh, this is so sad.
Not able to get to the last kills. Ordaro with the wall doing a lot of work. Heal from the back end of Exotic Fox's Q. Keeps him alive, keeps him healthy, helps him absorb some of this extra damage.
You know already got changed, right?
So what did he heal from then? I don't know anything anymore. The takedown is the heal, not okay. Okay.
Yeah. Her passive got changed. Her R has resets now.
Tim has to press R to get out. That's all right. Yep. That's what you got to do. It's a low cooldown. Stay alive. Don't give the kills away. Hey, all right. So, picked up a kill. Everyone's getting away with low health bars. Ari's healing off of takedowns, not the Q on the return. Crazy stuff. All sorts of crazy things. Who'd have known? Who'd have thought? I don't know. I really need to refresh myself on stuff. It's a good thing I don't play
there have
comp
been
anymore.
some pretty large champion changes, Ari being one of them. Arguably the largest in recent history as well. But, yeah, I mean...
I think I like the takedown, the heal takedown, and the resets on R. Like, it's a stacking team fight kind of thing, right? Like, a team fight goes well, and you start rolling.
She felt really bad recently, so I'm definitely more than okay with giving her a little bit of love. Okay. And I think the R change is definitely the way to go about it. So
no R on
really
Sejuani, but it's up soon. She has Q. They dropped Herald to take down that first turret. Not really respecting the pressure from Braum, who does have ultimate. Trying to drop the not the Everfrost. Is that Everfrost?
From Ari, yeah, it's Everfrost.
I was like, am I crazy? I'm down myself, guys. I'm down myself a lot here. Hex Tech Dragon is up. Trigger, Large Dragon, and Ardaro are stepping up to take it. NB4 is hanging out in the area to get vision, but it looks like it's gonna just step over to the side of NWE. So much damage from that Ludens on Large Dragon.
Wish they would take the fight here, though. Juan almost has that ultimate available. Kind of wanted to see them go for that 4v3. Jinx nowhere nearby, Yorick nowhere nearby, no TP available, but do give up the Drake. Definitely fine, I would say, at this point. Giving up first two should be fine going forward. Hopefully we look shortly to player on team fight.
Unleash teleport from Malphite with his ulti up, trying to dissuade the dive by Trigger and Braum. Is he just gonna press R on someone?
It's gotta be a not Sejuani if that's the case. They are just gonna use the TP and walk away. So yeah, should just be
ulti onto Jinx. Separate Jinx from her friends, put her in trouble. Braum trying to come around to save her. Not enough damage to finish off the Jinx. They may be able to get a Braum kill. Pressing R, Tim pressing R onto Braum, but Braum might be getting away. Nope, the charm locks it in. Victor coming in, trying to take that corridor to his advantage. Fox doing everything he can to evade Large Dragon. Ulti down onto NB4 from Sejuani. Tim trying his best to get out, but he is not equipped to deal with Large Dragon. Bennigan is not in any place to help support the team. Looks like he's able to get the shutdown onto... What is this character jumps over the wall?
Oh, yeah, the dash can go over walls. Forgot to mention that
part. My god, he's Talon, he's Lux. Zeri is everything. Alright. Well, chaotic fight. Some kills in favor of Revolution, pulling themselves a little bit closer, getting some good kills and shutdown onto Zeri. But they did lose outer and inner turret topside to the Yorick factor. It's just what's going to happen. So you got to be careful. Always got to be omni-aware. Or omniscient. Not omniscient. Consistently aware. What is the term I'm looking for? Omnipotent? Blah, 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 blah. Words are hard.
I'm pretty sure it's omnipotent, but...
Omniscient is awareness and... Doesn't matter. Be aware of the Yorick. He's always going to be there.
Yeah. At this point, too, I feel like Yorick should be looking to go bot side, try to split down the bottom half of the map. Herald should be... I believe spawning shortly. but with a lot of this focus, seemingly with Jinx Braum bot side, this should just be the signal to go for a Nocturnal into the mid side once that's back off cooldown. Look to just place pretty aggressive in the around this Herald, try and get some sort of advantage for Rev.
Looks like Potato Girl might be in trouble. Jet trying to step up, but the cage goes down. They may at least get the Maiden taken down, which will neuter a little bit of the power. Nope, Maiden lives. Maiden runs a little bit too fast for Bennigan and M4 to deal with. Herald is just about to come up. We got about 14 seconds before that's up. Nocturne's resetting. Does have ultimate, so might be able to come contest if he has to, but yeah, it looks like we're getting some resets. I'm not sure how I feel about the resets right here. Bennigan does not have a lot of gold in his pocket, and second Herald is not. They had position for it. I feel like they're giving away some.
Okay, yeah. I kind of understand this call, though. They're feeling not too strong. Zeri was only at the item and a half break point. Does now have the Hurricane, so we'll be able to team fight just a little bit better. So they're definitely looking more to play for fights rather than play for the objectives right now. Given the state of the game, totally makes sense to me. Really, I can get behind that idea for sure.
All right.
We'll see if it pans out. I want to see Bennigan really utilize that ultimate, try and dance around these fights a little more than he's been able to thus far.
He's had a little bit of trouble this game versus games 1 and 2, getting to the good angles to deal damage. Seems like the range is a little bit shorter. Ulti down onto Exotic Fox, but Timur gets a massive ultimate onto the back line. Wanseen is able to try to get in, but the health bars are dropping low for Revolution. Large Dragon is almost gone. He's almost able to take out Fox, Wanseen, and Ben in one go, but it looks like it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Revolution. Large Dragon drops. Oh my goodness. Yomi with the clutch Jinx Rocket wraps up Exotic Fox in a warm, explosive hug. Equal trades, and Potato Girl was not even in that fight, so gotta be careful. Dragon is not a for sure thing, even though you came out of that fight relatively strong.
Yeah, the fight actually looks really good as well. Zeri just doing so much damage. This is exactly what you want to see. Even if these fights are coming out even, Zeri 5-0-0. Oh my gosh. This champion with the lead is so disgusting. They're probably going to give up this third Drake, which should be fine. It should be able to play around for that fourth Drake. Try to deny souls going forward. A little unfortunate, Ahri dies to that Jinx Rocket right at the tail end of the fight, but ultimately should still be fine going forward. It's all on Zeri. Beautiful play from Tem there as well, flashing into the backside, just disrupting the fight for as long as possible, diving in with Nocturne, making sure that it's not just a free fight for the side of New World.
Yeah, absolutely. Fox looking for that charm, and then Sejuani pulls the trigger, presses R, lands it onto Fox, and the team supports Fox by pressing their respective ultimates to dive that back line and take the fight to New World Esports. It's a pretty brutal game today. Like, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of team fights, and this Victor, man, Large Dragon is not someone to be taken lightly. They're maximizing the amount of damage that they can deal each fight, and it's a gauntlet to try to take them down.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. But Zeri, notorious for doing a ton of damage in these fights. Interested to see, with the now 40% crit locked in, looks to be building towards that Infinity Edge. Want to see if that Chain Lightning crit is going to be substantial. I've yet to try out crit Zeri at this point, so definitely intrigued by it. I think it'll be very interesting.
Looking like he's in trouble. Cannot hang out in the baby cage for very long. Has to just press R to get out, but he's already a fifth of the way through the cooldown. So, you know what? It's worth it to have a...
Could definitely be worse. However, the Baron being started up here, and this is definitely a great call from New World. This is a really free Baron call. Midwave having to be responded to because of the Rift Herald drop. However...
They are taking a little bit slow.
Exactly.
But
York, though, on the split.
It does give
Has
more
the
time for
TP.
York to have a less contested split on the bot side to set them up for turrets. And Tim will not
Alright,
be
rotate
able to
mid.
wave clear. Yeah.
Yeah, not at all. Yorick almost at the hull breaker as well. This matchup's really, really hard at this stage of the game. And unfortunately, with the only one having TP being this Malphite, you're going to get stuck with trying to match Yorick in the side lane. It's going to be rough for sure.
Right.
A little bit more armor would definitely help out with that, instead speccing into HP for the time being. So that Sunder are going to be very, very potent in a side.
Now the baby cage comes back out. Is he going to press R again? He has to press R again in order to survive. The R, I mean, it might just be worth it. Like you're probably going to have a difficulty taking that inner turret, that inhibitor turret rather. But preventing Malphite from being able to TP R into fights is going to make it easier to get things like this Baron.
Yeah, it's 6k dropping down. Blastcomb will be popped. Nocturne should ult in, go for the steal, but he's going to be late. Way late.
Did they have that vision up there yet, or did they only place that at the end?
Blastcomb. They had it for a while. I feel like he should have just ulted way sooner. Unfortunately, though, Yorick now with the Baron buff will just be able to split down the side lane.
Bennigan trying to
Zeri
run
here.
down York on the Zeri. Dodges the slow. Oh, good flash by Potato Girl to get out. So, we see Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. Soul Point, Malphite ulti and TP are going to be up for this. Hopefully he doesn't get forced to lose it. I don't see any circumstance where that's going to happen. But the Baron is going to make it difficult to get wave state, get a healthy wave state for Dragon.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. It's going to be hard to get into any fight, especially with Wansina not having access to that ultimate for a little bit longer. Not quite sure the cooldown on it. Give me just a second. Looks like it should be down for another about 30 seconds at this point. So we'll have to see. Exotic though, yeah, having fun with Yorick.
The team's getting pulled in lots of different directions right now, and I feel like pulling the trigger eventually might be the move, but you got to find that right point. You got to do it together.
Yep. You got to wait on Fox, sack the top T1 right, or T3 rather, right now. Look to go for that mid fight, get the Zeri to start popping off, get her to just be a nuisance. Unfortunately, looks like they're a little scattered in that call. Would love to see Ari start responding back with the rest of the team. Again, yeah, it'll suck. You're probably going to lose an inhib for the fight, but at this point, you just need to take something.
Yeah, Tim, look for that opportunity. That field's there. You can do it. Fox does not have any way to...
Flash.
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to do it. Teams bounce around a bunch, and it feels like there's not a lot of decisions being made to one way or the other. But it's hard to make that decision when you probably don't feel the confidence.
Tem, go. Oh, you had your window. That's unlucky. Rest of the team was around. I guess the call there is Ben getting the Infinity Edge, wants to play back. Big thing to note, at least. While yes, giving over the Mountain Soul does feel pretty bad, on the plus side, there is a champion called Zeri that makes it easier to succeed that objective. She just steals 60% of any shields that she damages.
What is this champion? I don't understand.
She gets move speeds when she's shielded as well, or when she gains.
She just has so much shit in her kit. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Dude, she's so fun. As an AD, I'm happier to have a new champion.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so she can damage the front line. She can damage whoever, realistically. She steals 60% of that shielding for herself. What that means is, yeah, they're going to be a little chunky. They've got the resistances, sure. But your Mountain Soul becomes hers now, in terms of the shielding she receives. It is, albeit 40% less, but still gives her extra move speed at the start of fights, gives her a little more ramp at the start of fights, gives her a little more shielding to just stay alive through fights. So some interesting stuff can happen with this.
Could you reiterate the core mechanic of what she does with shields? Because in chat, Arkham is confused as to he's asking, wait, what now?
So 60% of the damage that Zeri deals to shields with abilities, basic attacks, etc., is returned to her as a shield. So she gains 60% of the damage she deals to shields as a shield.
Gotcha.
And when she gains a shield, she gains move speed as a result. And that can be even just from like an ally. Zeri Janna, for example. Janna presses E, Zeri gets move speed.
We might be having a fight
ridiculous.
here real quick. Tim is right in the middle. He gets stunned up by the Braum, by the
On
Sejuani.
Jinx.
They're trying to zone the Jinx
Oh.
out, but Victor is in the back line. Exotic Fox is trying to take him out. Tim running low. Jinx is going to get excited. NB4 is right in the front of the fight.
man.
Bennigan is trying his best to deal some damage, but over the wall, it's really hard to do, and he gets stunned up. Cleanse Flash. Juan Cena's not going to be able to make it out. Yes, he is. He burns down. Jinx Rocket cleaning up Zeri. That fight goes just south enough that this may be the end of the game with that Potato Girl playing Farming Simulator in the top lane. A really tough fight from the geography of the situation that they are in, but it was a better fight than they've had for large parts of the game. Good work trying to take down this... trying to take down Ordaro and that Potato Girl. The consequences of...
Here.
I don't think they end. They might be able to pick up the Jinx with the charm. There it is.
Yeah, do lose 2 inhibs, lose both Nexus turrets, so it's definitely hard. Yorick has the TP, there's a ward in the base. I have a feeling I know how this game's about to end, but we'll see Baron spawning here in 50. And yeah, a little unfortunate, I'll say. I think Bennigan holding the ultimate a little too long in that fight. Could have been just dishing out damage over the wall with that Chain Lightning as well, but only so much you can do at this point. Good use of the Cleanse Flash to try and get out. Unfortunately, does still get hit by the rocket. So, yeah, and here it is. Jet doing the classic support tactic of, all right, there's a Yorick on the enemy team. They probably have the teleport available. I'm going to sweep as much of my base as I possibly can. However, that ward's still open. Yorick still has the TP. And there are so many wards to enter into that base with. This could end pretty poorly.
This will be an interesting way for the game to end. All things considered, it's 13 kills to 13 kills. It's just the turrets and the early game snowball. It's that constriction that New World Esports apply, and I think some of that learning to play in that next level up for a lot of the Revolution Halcyon guys. But honestly, after game 1, huge improvements into game 2, and we're seeing continued into game 3 some of the same improvements they made in game 2. I'm really proud of what they've done so far. It'll be interesting to see how they pull out. If they can pull out a win in this game, it's a really hard situation to be in, but by no means is it an impossible win to get. Baron's gonna gonna buff up New World Esports Jupiter. They're gonna wear purple. They're gonna hunt down NB4 who gets R'd by Sejuani. He's gonna press stopwatch, but he's going home. Right now, Tim is trying to hold the entrance to the base for the last inhibitor. Nocturne's on the bot side. Bennigan is hanging out, trying to clear supers in the top. And can they stall for another 30 seconds? Probably not.
It's worth noting the majority of what Trundle Support's going to offer in a fight is just that ultimate. Now, I say just the ultimate, but that is a substantial amount of resistance shred coming out. Interested to see what's going to happen here. Ben stealing those shields, but you're
gotta do something. You gotta do something. And there's the Nexus. It's about to fall from the Jinx auto attacks. What a game. Great effort across the board for Revolution Halcyon and from New World Esports Jupiter. This was a great series. Went the full distance. Highly competitive, especially. I think it was much more competitive after that first game. Love to see it. Great work from both sides of the table here.
The post-game interface is all sorts of messed up, so that's unfortunate. But
oh, look at that. That's fun.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think a lot of the concerns in all 3 games really stem from the early game, and game 2 they were able to stabilize, play around the AD carry. It didn't quite pan out that way this time around, and you see the result.
Yeah. Well, competitive series from New World Esports and from Revolution Halcyon to open up BOL, Blue Otter League Gold, Week 1. Brendan, is there anything that you want to talk about before we maybe jump over to our chill and look at the State of the League conversations?
No, I mean, I'm very impressed with how we played some of our games today. I think game 2 was really, really good. I think game 3 we were trying to find our entry into fights once we got to the stage we were fighting. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was very happy with how a lot of it turned out.
I think there's a lot of improvement across the games internally. Game 1 jitters, right? Getting comfortable.
Yeah,
The laning
for
phases
sure.
improved massively in games 2 and 3 across the board. And we're starting to figure out our identity as a team.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to the boys real quick.
Yeah,
and
you
I
talk
can
to him,
totally hop
and I'm
back
going
up.
to, yeah, just hop on in and we can hang out.
Sure.
Folks, we're going to head over to intermission for a second, for a few minutes. I'm going to get some water, get some stretch. But one of the things I want to do is take a little bit of time for me and Brennan to just chat about the game, chat about what we saw, state of... And then we want to maybe look across Blue Water League Gold and see what some of the other results were within our group, and just generally talk about things. See how... Just chat. Just chat. So... thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching Revolution Halcyon Week 1 versus New World Esports. That was a thrilling game. Went the distance. I loved Game 2. I loved Game 3. It was exciting. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching me try to cast when I am very rusty. So, yeah, this was fun. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to throw it over to intermission for a little bit, but you guys hang out, and we'll be back to chat for 20 or 30 minutes about stuff. So... that'll be that. Hang out here for a bit, guys. See you in a bit. All right, folks, and we're back. Thanks for sticking around, those of you guys who are still here. I'm going to get Brennan up in here, and we're going to chat for a bit. We were just talking with the team, finishing things up, congratulating them on a hard-fought series. I need to get into BOL chat and congratulate Potato Girl on a good game. Oh, man. Yeah, there were some good takeaways from that series. I was a big fan of what we saw. The team was playing up to a level they hadn't played at for a long time. Well, okay, that's not for a long time. But they were playing to a level they hadn't really played against yet, I think. Especially in the mid lane. Large Dragon put in a lot of work, man. That guy was absolutely shredding. Really putting in the work. Absolutely putting in the work. But we're going to take a second here and try to digest the games we just saw. And then we're going to even look at some of what's going on elsewhere in Blue Water League. Look at some of the games that wrapped. Get a feel for what's going on in the space, what people are doing, what people are playing. And just generally chat. So, you guys have any thoughts about the game? Any highlights? Any ups? Any downs? I'm sad we didn't see Sejuani top, man. I was ready for it. I was way ready for it. It would have been so clutch. So clutch. Let's see here. All right. Well, let's see if we can get Brennan up here. We might wrap things a little bit early. Okay. Let's see if you want to join. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is the most exciting thing you've ever seen, but I'm trying to determine if Brennan and I want to do our chat or not. It's been a long day. Brennan's been busy. It was a long series. So I'm trying to see if he wants to do any more chatting. Otherwise, we can... Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and... I'm feeling pretty tired. I need to go get some sleep. But thank you guys for sticking around. So one of the things on Friday, so here's what I'll give you guys an update. So tomorrow, Thursday, Revolution Shangold, our ZGG Gold team, is going to be playing against DePaul University. Against DePaul University on at 8 p.m. EST over at twitch.tv/DePaul University. I'll share it in the Rev Discord. So that's going to be streamed by DePaul. And then Friday in EDL, we play against Iowa State's silver team, G&E Pearl, I think is what it is. So Revolution Frontline will be going into a best-of-3 series at 8 p.m. EST and playing against the ISU team. And I plan to stream that. And then afterwards, I'm hoping that me and Leper can have a little bit of a Leper and Tex After Dark. We're not going to do the After Dark thing today. I'm kind of burnt out, and I think Brennan's pretty tired too. So... we're going to hold off on that for now. But for the EDL stream, for the Elemental Development League, we're going to do a little chat, me and Leper ideally, talk about the state of the league and stuff like that. So if you guys want to come by, I'm going to try to stream the Revolution Frontline versus ISU game. It'll be a fun one. You guys will get to see a scuffed cast, scuffed production again. But hopefully I'll do a little bit better as I get the rust worn off. But for tonight, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for sticking around. Sean, why is that you never see Rev win a series? We win lots of series. You just gotta not watch when I stream. That's just what happens. Our Plat team won a series last night. Our Silver team went to finals? No, went to playoffs last fall and finals in the spring. So you just missed the good games. And that's not even fair to say. A lot of our losses are good ones. This was a great series, a great game for everyone to play in, and I would say, in Brennan's words, it was a good loss. We were very competitive. We had a rough game 1, great game 2, great comeback game 2, and a pretty competitive game 3 that hit a tipping point, got away from us, but still more competitive than game 1. But that's enough rambling from me, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. It's been a few hours of streaming and hanging out, so thank you for sticking around for this opening stream of the tournament season. we will be back Friday with more Revolution matches. Revolution Frontline versus Iowa State's G&E Pearl. Oh. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Drink water. Get some exercise in. And I will see y'all later.